silent world I can't believe. Aquarium thoughts, they drift and they sway like the gentle current at the end of the day. Neon tetra in a shimmering school, peaceful paradise, a calming jewel. Glowing guppies with tails like fire, whiskered catfish, their movements inspire. Drifting bubbles, a mesmerizing dance, lost in the moment, given a chance. Aquarium thoughts, they drift and they sway like the gentle current at the end of the day. Serene angelfish gliding with grace, a world of wonder in a watery space. The hum of the filter, a constant refrain, a symphony of life, washing away the strain. Worries dissolve in the calming blue. Aquarium magic, just for me and you. Aquarium thoughts, they drift and they sway like the gentle current at the end of the day. Emerald corridor sifting the sand, a miniature river held in my hand. So next time you're feeling stressed and low, just take a moment, watch the water flow. Aquarium thoughts, a calming sight, a little piece of peace beneath the gentle light.
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dave's Aquarium Thoughts. I'm Dave. Today, I do have a special guest. I have Jorge with Mexicali Fishkeeper. Today, we are going to be talking about fish store tours. If I can pronounce that right today. I'm going to be struggling today on that, but I'm going to talk about that. And then eventually, if we have time, we're going to probably talk about being on YouTube, sharing our experiences with it. I do have a lot of experience with it, whether it be good or from bad. But anyways, let me put up Jorge up on the screen to say hello to everyone. I see a lot of people on here. Good morning, CR Fish. I think you're the first one here. You got Don with Particle Aquarist. Good morning, Ryan. Hopefully you got your shirt in the mail. This is actually one I ordered. I decided to get one with my colorful logo as well. So I got another one of these. Anyways, good morning, Muppet. And let me go ahead and put Jorge up on the screen here. Yeah, good morning, Jorge. How's it going today?
Hey, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead. I'm just hoping everyone can hear you. I can hear you. So.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if anyone else
For a minute there, you had me worried. I wasn't sure if you could hear me. I was like, oh, wait a minute. We're already starting with problems?
No. I just can't hear you when I'm on another screen. I have to fix that in my settings. I just when I'm on a different screen, I don't want you to be on the same kind of wavelength there. But anyways, today we're going to be talking about YouTube, being on YouTube, experience with YouTube. Basically, going to start out specifically talking about when we do fish store tour. There again, I'm struggling with that word again. Tours. I'm just going to say fish store visits. I just have trouble with tours.
That'll work.
Sometimes. So, anyways, good morning, everyone. So, it looks like Ryan got his gift and card from you. Awesome. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching, everyone. So, anyways, Jorge, let me pull up. Actually, let me pull up my. I have notes. It's one thing I should have loaded up in the first place. Typically typically not organized like this. So when I actually start organizing myself, I'm totally off off mark on that. So it's amazing. But anyways, today I am kind of experimenting. So I don't know if you noticed on the channel, there's going to be a widescreen view and also a vertical. So it's a new feature on the whole YouTube thing.
We're
So
inside the fish.
what was
We're inside the fish tank.
it? Yes, we are. Well, yeah. If you're watching the horizontal, we're going to be in the fish tank. Let me see here. No, I think I'm. Looks like I'm having difficulties already with my stream. No, let me close out. I'm gonna close off. So I'm gonna close off the bot. I don't need the bot today, so that's probably gonna be causing the problem. So either that. Let me see here. You know what? I'm gonna. No, I can't think I could change that, but oh well, it's gonna be what it is. So, anyways, Jorge, what do you start with when considering what kind of fish store you actually want to visit? Is it just there's a fish store you want to go visit, or is it just like there's a good fish store and you want to visit that one?
I'll start off. I guess when I really started off, I was stores that I would see other people do, and I go, "Oh, I want to go check it out," because I thought it looked cool on the videos. Matter of fact, there's a couple of stores that you went to, that after you were there, I was like, I want to go check them out, and that's how it all kind of started, with the stores, and then it becomes a thing where when you travel and you're at a at a bigger city, you start getting curious and you go, I wonder what they have here for a store. And and then you start looking up on Google, and check out which one has the highest rating, because obviously that's the one that the locals like the most. And I'll go check it out. And then after that, a lot of the times, I'll go off of recommendations also if I know people that live in the area. For example, I had the opportunity to be in Austin, Texas, and I knew Vibes Aquatics was living out there. So I immediately reached out to Eddie and said, "Hey, Eddie, I'm gonna be in the area for about a day. Where do you recommend we go?" And Eddie was really kind enough, because not I was only expecting him to kind of just tell me what the store, but no, he did the full thing where he took me, and I thought that was really, really nice. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to go out of his way, but he chose to do it. So I was really grateful that he did. Kansas City. You know what? I need to get out there. My daughter's been teasing that she wants to go work for the distribution center up there for UPS. She's already been up there. She just got back from being up in Kansas, and she was up there last year for the Super Bowl. I went, well, during that week, and she got to go to the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's awesome.
And but she's in love with Kansas City.
Yeah, I love the fact that when you travel, you actually do check out the fish stores. I when I went to the Philippines last July, that was one of my goals. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna do some tours, but unfortunately, being on vacation, we had other plans, and that's one thing I wish I did. But it would have been nice to actually visit some of the fish stores in another country.
Yeah, I've been to a few. I know that's not last summer, like 2 or 3 summers ago, we were down in Mexico, in this area called San Miguel de Allende. And I was looking for them to have, I found one store, but I was not going to put that store on film. I was no.
Yeah, that was the one thing. That's the one thing when I was over in the Philippines. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look for these fish stores, but like, what if I get in there and it's like, I really, really don't want to look at it or film it.
Then you just don't video it. I mean, I still went in there, looked, and saw what they had. The thing about it was a really small. Think about the size of a you know what a one size car garage is?
Yeah.
Well, think about half of that size, like splitting it right down the middle.
Oh.
And that was about the size of that store. It was just like a few tanks on the walls all the way around that wrapped around, and then an aisle in the middle. But they have to maximize what they're doing. So, a lot of the
Yeah.
stuff that they had was like very, 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 very basic stuff. And they had like turtles and they had all these other things too that wasn't just fish. And and it just I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't feel right filming and then trying to it always gets weird with them um because like everything else, sometimes they have stuff they're not supposed to be selling and they're selling it. And so they'll get real. They're obviously more. First of all, they're not going to want you to film. And then
Yeah.
if they happen to let you film, they'll be like, but you can't film this and you can't film that. And it's like, all right, you know. I've done two two stores in the city of Mexicali.
Hmm.
Um, there was a there's like four stores, but I haven't been able to get. One of them went away. The other two, one of them is like the extreme side of the city that I haven't been able to go to, and that one's kind of interesting because that is the gentleman's store is basically his home. That's where he lives. But he took the front patio, the inside of the house, and I think the back patio set up with aquariums. So you go in there and you walk throughout the whole house, and he's got all these tanks set up. And I thought that was kind of interesting. I want to go
Yeah.
see it, but it's just to get out to that other side of town, unless I have business over there. I just can't. I just can't make the time to get out there, and then try to come back to the border because it's so out of the way. It's really out there. But I don't know. Maybe one of these days. A lot of times, what happens is we're going down to Mexicali, and we'll go to a doctor visit or something like that. So my wife is usually with me. And, so when that happens, you're on a different schedule. You're not on your schedule.
No, no, no. I know how that could be. My wife would rather not me going. My wife would rather not me going to fish stores to begin with. But
And then the other thing, the neighborhood that it's in is not got a reputation, so, forget it. She's like, "No, I'm not going over there." It's like, "All right, I
yeah,
get it." So I
that
don't
that's
even push it. I don't even try to force the
yeah,
issue.
that's when you go on the nice little solo trip there. But
Yeah.
I know you mentioned like how one of them was like just a small fish store and just half the garage. I actually would not small fish stores one bit. I know you've been to Nolan's. I mean that's not exactly a huge place. The rooms in there are pretty small. I mean
Oh, that's compared to this one, it was really tiny.
yeah.
It was just they uh here's the thing though. I think really where I was kind of like um I was like, nah, I'm not sure I want to show this because basically they were just holding pins. They weren't necessarily
Oh
aquariums. You know what I mean? They
yeah.
weren't set up to be a long term aquarium. It was just kind of like, let's put this stuff here and let's sell it and get it out.
Yeah.
And the fish were not necessarily looking the best. So I was like, nah, this is not a good representation. But
Yeah.
it's a tourist town. I was just surprised that they even had a little store. And then what you'll find commonly down there, it's not only the store, it's not necessarily a fish store. What it is a veterinary clinic.
Hmm.
It's that happens to have fish, or it's a canine and what is it, like spas, I guess they call them, or where they basically wash your pets, and then they just happen to have a few tanks. That's predominantly what you'll see down there
Yeah.
for fish stores. They're maximizing an empty space on a wall, and they'll bring in, and then what you're going to see there are going to be like little comic goldfish. Um, you're going to see some neon tetras. The very very
Yeah.
very very basic stuff. So it's kind of like, well, there's nothing really interesting. I guess in itself, it would be interesting just for the scene, the contrast. But again, it's just kind of was like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is I
Ah,
didn't feel like that would have been a good representation of what the hobby was like in that area.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the one thing. Like, I got into thinking, like, because when we went, it was actually kind of raining here and there because it was during rainy season when we were there. But I'm like, I want to check it out, but then I'm figuring, what if it's like not really something I want to film? Um, One thing I do wish I did was actually at least visit some to see how they were. Another thing one thing I should have done, I should have reached out. There's this one Filipino that has a channel on YouTube. He actually got quite a bit of subscriptions. I think his channel is Albert's Guppy Adventures or something like that. But I've watched this. He basically breeds a
Oh
lot of
yes,
guppies.
yes, yes. I know
Yeah,
who he is.
yeah. So I watched a few of his videos. I
I thought
should
you were
have
gonna say, yeah, it's a small channel, Dexter's
no.
World. You ever heard of that?
Which one?
I was like, of
No,
course, David.
no. It's not a
I
small
thought you were gonna say
channel.
it's a small little channel in the Philippines.
No, it's actually not.
No,
Yeah,
I know, but I
he
thought you were
has a
gonna say
bunch of
like Dexter's
subscribers.
World.
Dexter's World. But no, I somehow I came across it. I'm like, okay, I'll watch his videos, and it's pretty cool. I should have. But then again, I do not know where in the Philippines he was, so I'm like, yeah, I'm on vacation. I'm gonna enjoy my vacation.
Lately on my shorts feed, there
Hmm.
is this guy. I don't know where he is. I know he's in one of the Asian countries, but I don't know which one. Um, but he has like these little cement ponds.
Hmm.
I'm assuming it's in the backside of the property where he's breeding like balloon platin mollies, and he's
Hmm.
got just like platies, and they're all like live bears of some sort or other. Man, he's got some amazing looking fish in there. The color on these fish and the ponds that he has, they're like I guess it would, if I had to describe, they're like stocking ponds made out of cement.
Hmm.
Excuse me. And the guys, he's just showing his day to day what he does out there, but
Hmm.
they just look immaculate. All of those. And all he does is shorts. That's all he's
Oh,
doing. I can't remember the name for, but every time I see it come pop up on my shorts, I always give it a like.
yeah,
And
yeah.
apparently the guy's blowing up. He just started uh probably about a couple of months ago.
Oh, cool. Yeah, no, because I remember coming across a video like that, but it wasn't a short. It was like a long video. This is like probably a couple years ago. Where this
Mm.
is an Asian guy, Asian country. He had one of those kind of look like a cement kind of pond thing. He's kind of growing out things in there. I wonder if it's the same channel. Maybe he just switched over to shorts. Maybe he just made a shorts channel. I don't know. But
I'll tell you right now because I'm gonna start scrolling
what was
my
that?
short feed and it'll
Uh,
pop up. It always does.
Gotcha. It always does.
No, I said I'll find out in a second. 'Cause I'm
uh,
actually looking through.
Aquaballs is
No,
asking,
you
is
know
that
what? You know
Dexter?
what the irony of this is? No, it's not Dexter.
Okay.
No, it's definitely not Dexter. Um, but it's funny because now that I'm actually looking for, oh, here it is. It's how would you pronounce this? Uh, Hun Lee.
Hunley?
Here, I'll type it in the. I'll
Yeah,
type it in
type it in the
the.
chat.
Oh shit! Where's the chat bar on this one?
Oh, there's no chat bar on the
Oh,
so unfortunately that's the
okay.
one downside of what I'm using. So you have to find a browser with
All
the
right, I'm gonna copy the link. I'm gonna go back to the live stream on
okay.
the YouTube site. Here we go, and I'll
There you go.
post it on there. Here we go. That's his short channel. Um, just I love it's so simple. His setup. It's nothing, like
Yeah.
exuberant or anything like that, but it's just pristine. And you could tell he dedicates all day to the maintenance and the breeding that he's doing in that. I don't know
Quinlan.
if it came up.
Hmm. I saw
Yeah,
it. But all right.
but I'm totally obsessed with his shorts.
Yeah. I really don't get into shorts too much, but
Well, I'll
I'm
tell you
still
what,
yeah.
I used to not believe in shorts. And recently I've been kind of MIA. I haven't really been doing much on YouTube, and I've been just dropping shorts here and there.
Hmm.
and I don't know if it's a thing of timing. I don't know if it's I don't know. I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
But recently the shorts that I've uploaded have done much better than in the past for me. And I noticed that my subscriber count is starting to come up without
Hmm.
me having to do lives, without me having to do um videos, and then just dropping the shorts. And I'm only really doing it as a placeholder until I really get back
Gotcha.
into going back to my regular rhythm. And but I have noticed that, and I was like,
Hmm.
wait a minute. And I had heard somebody mention that YouTube is really, really trying to push towards the vertical the vertical method of doing media to be on par with the other platforms.
Yeah. That's
So, and
why
I think that's why they're
yeah. That's why I kind of experimented with my last long form video. I'm like, yeah, I wonder how it'll do if I do it vertical.
Hmm.
That's
What did you
that's what.
see?
Eh.
What did you see on your analytics?
It performed like a normal video would be, like only like 50 views.
Hmm.
But
There's this one channel that I've been kind of eyeing, and I don't know what to make of it.
hmm.
Well, I kind of do, but I hate to think that's what it is. Um, he started out. I think he's in Minnesota, or yeah, I think he's in Minnesota. I think it's called Zon Aquatics, and
Well, this is on
his very
aquatics.
his
This is on aquatics in LA.
no, this one's
Different one.
this one this one I believe is in Minnesota.
Okay.
Is one of his very first videos was of a fish swap that they had up in the I forget what the name of the club, the big club is in Minnesota, and
Twin.
he had done like 2 or 3 other videos prior to that.
Hmm.
Recently he's been dropping videos. He did one with Blake from Australia. He dropped one recently. Who was it that I saw? But he's been getting a hold of some of the bigger content creators, and
Hmm.
they've been he's been doing interviews with them.
Yeah.
But this is the thing that why I don't recommend doing that, because I if you unless you're somebody that's used to interviewing people on a regular basis, I don't think when you're starting out doing this, you should necessarily start with some of the bigger channels. I know why they do it, because they figure that's going to bring more views to their
Yeah.
channel.
Yeah.
But as an interviewer, your skills are not honed in yet,
No.
and there's a lot of awkwardness, a lot of what do you call it? A lot of questions that are like very basic beginner kind of questions, and I look at that and I go, okay, I get it. That's why a lot of these guys don't like accepting, because it's kind of like you're asking me the same question
Yeah.
over and over. And it's just after a while you just get tired of answering the same question. And that's one of the things that I've always tried to do when I'm interviewing somebody is I try to get away from that. And I rather try to find out other personal details about that person, because then it gives you a different perspective,
Yeah.
and you get to know a little bit more about who they are and what makes them think um, the way they do, or why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
But I didn't learn that until several interviews in. It's just you start building up your ability. It's like everything else. It's something that you have to practice and practice, and you'll get better and better.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that does tie into the fish store visits as well, because that's one thing one thing you gotta do. If I'm like, are you gonna be talking to the store owner? What questions do you ask them that's going to make your interview unique? My problem is I typically go in there unscripted, so I'm typically just going off the top of my head, and then doesn't help with my social awkwardness. And
Mm,
this is the one thing that holds me back too, because I was in a fish store like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, I'm going there. I'm gonna do a tour there. I'm gonna do a tour. I'm gonna do a tour, and I'm like looking around, and then all of a sudden I'm like, and I end up not doing the tour.
well, you got to be in that mode. This is what I personally try to do. Um, I if I know ahead of time, let's say for example, I'm going to go to Kansas City, just as an example. One, I'm immediately going to try to find out who do I know in that area,
Gotcha.
and it just happens that I know quite a few people in that area. I would reach out to them and say, "Hey, I'm going over here. Any recommendations?" And based off of what they tell me, and then I'll reach out to the store in advance of me showing up to visit. Usually, I give myself about a week,
That's always a good
um,
idea to do. Give the store a heads up and talk to them,
and I'll
ask
let
them.
them know. Yeah, I'll let them know, and I'll kind of tell them what I do and stuff like that. And I even encourage them to go see a couple of videos so they get a feel for what to expect from when I go there. And you know, I've found that to be the most successful, where when you come in, they're already expecting you, so it's there's no there's like you've already done the ice breaking part of it, so then it's just strictly into, hey, I'm here. Yeah, and most of the times if the owner's not there, the employee will know what's going on, and they'll give you the rundown. Yeah, they said you were coming in, you can do this or
Yeah.
that or whatever. And but usually that's how I like to do them. I've done a few where it's been the spur of the moment, and I've been very fortunate. They worked out that way.
Yeah.
Um, but a lot of the times it's just it's, I might not have any prior information about the store, but I know I'm heading into that area, and it's a discovery. But I still will reach out. Unfortunately, sometimes they don't check their social medias, and
Yeah.
so it takes a long time for them to respond back.
Some
And
some don't
usually, if that happens,
some don't even have social media.
well, they
And
do, but it's just a placeholder. They're not active on it.
yeah, some don't even have them, and the ones that actually do might not actually be active on it. And um, I know with Nolan's Aquarium, he's active, and I'll probably be actually visiting there coming this Friday. So
Are you going to be attending the Aqua Swap in April?
oh yeah, just to let everyone know, come April 11th, 2026, it's a Saturday. There's going to be with Coast Fish Club. There is going to be I think it's the third annual aqua swap. So if you're in the area, definitely make some plans to visit. I do have plans to actually go to that. It's like one thing I'm going to have to take that day off because I'm scheduled to work that day. So I'm like
Okay, but you've been to one, so why don't you tell us a little bit about what could people expect at that swap?
basically what you have vendors there. I know the first year was probably a little bit more disorganized than the second. I'll say that right off the bat. They really didn't expect as many people in there as they got. But you get vendors. You get like vendors like ZoomEd will come in there and those kind of vendors. But then you also get a lot of club members that actually set up a table and sell what they breed. They especially it's good because you get fish raised in your own water. I know this last time, the second annual one. Of course, they learned from the first one. They had more vendors. They had more people there. They actually had Hawaiian Fishkeeper actually MC the event. So it's definitely fun. It's definitely a event that you want to check out, especially if you have any fish clubs in your area that does similar things as well.
Yeah, you know what I really found really interesting is as big as the fish community that LA has, the LA metro area, because that encompasses all you guys, and that there wasn't a whole lot of fish events going on for
Yeah.
as many people as there were there. But within the last 3 years, it seems like it's really starting to pick up, and the people are really starting to turn out. Because I know the very first year that I attended the Aquarium Super Show, I mean, you could tell that the reptile super show was in full swing, and it's been in full swing forever because just the number of people that were over there, the number of vendors, uh, they took the biggest building that's twice as big as the other ones, and they had it packed. And there must have been. I don't know. If I had to guess, about 5,000 people attending the event,
Oh yeah,
if
there's a
not
lot.
more.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah, it was.
Was that the last one that they just had?
Uh, they recently had one, but I'm talking about the very first one where they
Okay,
added
gotcha.
the aquatic side, where they did it was reptiles, house plants, and succulents. I don't know why they separated them, but plants and succulents, and then they had the birds and the aquarium.
Mm,
And I think the plants and the birds were together. The aquarium only filled up half of the building that they designated it to, and then the reptile side, it was like a double sized building, and that one was packed. I mean, it took us a good 45 minutes to try to make the circuit, the interior circuit around, just from the amount of people and the amount of stuff to see. I mean, it was it was really impressive. I thought that was a
yeah,
really, really good show. I know prior to that, Warrior Planet Tank and myself, we were talking about I was noticing trends. In the hobby, you're always looking at trends. Well, at least I am.
yeah.
I'm always trying to see what the trends are that are happening, and I think it's just kind of by default, because since we are in the creation of content, you're trying to figure out which wave you're going to ride, right?
Yeah,
Um, and I was like, why is it? Because they had like the big plant shows, they had big reptile shows, they had all these niches, but on their own. And I kept telling Steve, I said, man, you know what? What would be really cool is if they started bringing these together, because how often do you find out that somebody that's into aquariums also into other things, whether it's houseplants, whether it's birds, whether it's reptiles or bugs or whatever? It always seems to be accompanied by some other hobby that is similar,
yeah,
or could be, merged together. And so I kept telling him, I said, dude, because he got involved with a big aquarium show where they were trying to do the same thing out there in Houston,
yeah,
but they just didn't ever pulled it off. And I
yeah.
was
Just
telling him, dude, you got to tell them that they need to merge this. And they didn't do it,
yeah.
but then coming to find out, the event in Pomona
Oh yeah, the
did
LA
it. And I
Pet
was like,
Fair.
yes,
Yeah, I went to the last
yeah.
LA Pet Fair, and yeah, it is large. I mean, the only place that I really visited was the aquarium side of things, and I kind of stepped into the
Mm.
reptile side of things. But I mean, yeah, there's quite a bit of people in the aquarium side in the smaller building. I mean, it wasn't packed by, well, it's kind of packed, but it wasn't really packed. But then I walked into the reptile side of things, the bigger building, and that place was just completely packed. Now, I don't know if
Yeah.
it's because I got in there later in the day or because I was in the fish side earlier in the day, but it just seemed like a lot of people were more in the reptile side of things, which maybe just in LA, maybe the LA area, you just got more people into the reptile side of things.
No, what
No?
it is, that show, that show was originally a reptile show,
Oh,
and it's
gotcha.
been ongoing for several years. So people are already, aware that I think it's twice a year that they have the Super Reptile Show.
Yeah.
What is new is
Yeah.
the add-ons of the plants, the birds, and the aquariums.
Gotcha.
So that's
Yeah.
gradually building up.
Yeah. Because
From
I
what
know.
I saw in your video,
Yeah.
the aquarium side was the entire building. When I first
Yeah.
went there, it was only half of that
Yeah.
building that they were in that first year,
Yeah.
and it was only half of it, and there was sparsely, there was
Yeah.
some people, but N the
I
birds
was.
had a lot more people, and the reptiles definitely had more people.
Yeah, yeah. I went to one similar where they kind of had a combined thing. I mean, I have a video on it too, but this one happened in Orange County, where they had the fish side.
Mhm.
And it was just a small building, really not a lot of things in there. Which is actually the first time I actually learned that there was a fish veterinarian who was actually had a booth
Oh,
there.
okay.
Uh, but um, but yeah, I know they actually have a reptile show right now happening in Bernardino right now this weekend.
Yeah, I've been watching, and I know Nolan is there, and he took,
Yeah.
I think, just one aquarium, but that's set up, and the rest of it is kind of stuff that they can also use for, terrariums and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Let's
I
see
mean, it
here.
just makes perfect sense to me because, well, just the other day, I was trying to I built my first terrarium, but it just it didn't last very long.
I saw that.
That
the
sucker
glass,
came
the
down
glass,
crashing
glass
because
wasn't strong. I mean, I found that glass is a very fickle beast. I used to
yeah,
work for a grocery store as a courtesy clerk. One time I had like one of those big freaking bottles of wine, the 1.5 liter. I'm going to bag it,
yeah,
all of a sudden it just slips out of my hand. Next you know, it just crashes right onto the floor. It was fine. It didn't break it one bit.
yeah.
And then another time I was stocking some alcohol. Next thing you know, I just tapped the glass on the shelf, just tapped it. All of a sudden it just breaks. I'm like, oh crap. But
Well, on this one, I'm going to say part of it was my fault because instead of putting my hands under the bow and picking it up, I reached out and just grabbed it with one hand from the upper lip
wow,
of that bow, and I picked it up, and it was just too much force on that area, I
yeah,
basically broke that piece off, and then the rest of it came crashing down.
wow.
So I was
Does,
like,
doesn't
ah,
doesn't look
but I
like doesn't look like you got injured doing that. So that's the good thing.
oh no 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 no, I was very fortunate, no, but I was just like bummed out because I was like pretty proud of myself how it came out, and just to have it all
Yeah.
come crashing down, but
Anyways, to get back on topic here, we totally went on a completely different sidetrack there.
oh,
But
that's me. I don't know. I don't know how to drive from point A to point B. I
yeah,
always take
that's me too. If I
the
get
tourist route.
sidetracked, I'll go. If I get sidetracked, I'll go along with it. I just like the discussion, which is fine, which is fine. But we could go back. I mean, I think we already covered how do you ask about the videotaping, which is a good point. Now, best practice probably calling ahead of time. Say, hey, no, I'm in the area. I have this channel on YouTube. I have this whatever. Check out my channel. I just want to do a little visit of your store, do some videotaping. Um, don't worry, it's not gonna cost you money because I know I was listening to your podcast things and I heard that you went to a store and like I guess the owner was
Well,
like, how much do you charge for it? And like,
I've had it happen to me a couple of times where it's like, are you know how much are you charging for this? It's like, no, I'm always, I don't think that is as much as I don't think that happens as much now, just because there's so many content creators out there.
yeah,
Uh, but I think that's the thing, and I guess Phil was they were trying to use their influence to say that this is like advertisement or whatever. I
yeah.
guess to each
I
their
wouldn't
own.
do
I would
that.
never. That to me seems
I,
like real scummy.
yeah, that is
Yeah, I
because
just
no,
the way I
I
look
view
at it, and this is what I
the way I view it, no, I'm going in there. I want to share
yeah
with my subscribers what your store is all about. That gives me content, and then at the same time, it advertises your business as well. So that's
mhm.
how I view it. Like you're actually doing me a favor, and I'm doing you a favor. It's like I'm scratching your back and you're scratching mine.
Well, the other thing that I like to do, and this is something I got from Corey from Aquarium Co-op, and it's true because we were always talking about supporting the local businesses and stuff like that. Um, I don't buy fish from those stores just because half the time I'm traveling and I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to put the fish to that. But it doesn't mean that I can't buy if they have merch for the store. I'll buy merch for the store.
Oh,
If they don't have merch, then I'll find something. Usually, it's a non-perishable item, whether it's like furs or just something. I'll try to
fish food,
buy something from the store.
fish food travels well.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not a yeah, but I'm not. I have plenty of fish food, so I always
Yeah,
look
that's
for
my problem
something a
too.
little, like I'll like picking up like air stones, something that I know that I'm going to use down the road. And probably buy at least like $20 worth of
There you go.
something. But that's just me. I mean, that's my kind of my way of not only that. Believe it or not, it goes such a long ways. As goodwill, because if you're ever back in the area and you want to do something, um, they'll welcome you back. The other thing that's very curious is, and I didn't really think about it, but it makes sense. The stores talk to each other,
Yeah,
and and they'll especially if it's like if you're a bad customer, they're gonna know who you are, especially if you're somebody that's on the public eye, kind of like what we do, where we do videos and stuff like that, and that shit gets out. I didn't realize that until I've gotten to know some of these store owners, and they'll once they get comfortable with you, they'll kind of give you the scoop, and there's like, yeah, so and so came in here and he was a real a-hole. And it's like, oh, okay, that's and I hearing that, I go, I never want to be in the end of that conversation. I don't ever want to be referred to as a guy that's it just kind of like, yeah,
Yeah,
he's
then it
full of
kind of
himself.
then it makes it harder for you to actually get in there and do other stores. But you have any favorite stores that you
Yeah,
visited and took video on?
well, there's depending on what city I'm in.
Well,
If I'm in
overall,
San Diego,
overall,
the Pet Zone is by far hands down. Um, that's probably up there. If I had to rank them, that one, the Chlorophyll Corner up in now they're in Mesa. I love that store. Love
I'll
that
have to check
store.
that one out.
And then yeah, and then recently I got to know Nolan, and it's really because of the guys.
Yeah,
Just getting to know them, his crew,
Nolan runs a great
how
ship.
much Nolan does to give back to the aquarium hobby. I mean, you got to love that.
That's the
That
one
in
thing about
itself.
Nolan I've noticed. You could tell that he's not really more into actually having the fish store as he is in actually just being in the hobby, which which is working for his store right now, I guess. Hopefully his store's doing well, but he just ends up. I mean, you look how much he actually tries to support like fish clubs, even other vendors as well. It's like he's like it just seems like it's counterintuitive that he's doing that because a lot of people are going to go to a fish club thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to get some fish there and not visit my local fish store. But it's kind of working out for him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's just he definitely, he's an example of giving back to the fish community and trying to build fish community more than anything else.
Yeah,
And
which
he's very
I
active
think
in
that's
that.
why. Yeah, I think
I
that's why it works
Yeah.
because a strong
Yeah, this
hobby
just
is going to
it's
make a strong store.
yeah. Yeah, but those would be the stores that really come to mind. And in Las Vegas, I love Mike and Miguel's store. That store to me is like a little boutique shop. That's the store that is full of house plants.
Yeah,
I've already been twice to there, and I think I'm going to go next time I'm up there. I have to go again because they were in the middle of reconfiguring the store again. But that store to me is very impressive. I'm a sucker for like plants and aquariums. If you make it look like a jungle, there's a content creator called the Jungle Nook. I
mm.
love his, but he's kind of gone overboard because his entire house is nothing but house plants and aquariums. Uh,
that's what I'm trying to
but
do with
I,
my aquariums back here.
yeah, and but I love that look. That to me is what's a what's his name, Mike? The guy, he's up there in LA. Is it TK TKD? I think Mark is his name, and he's got like a well, my low boy, that this one that's back here is kind of inspired off of the one that he has in his fish room, except he's got his low boy a lot lower, and he's got this huge wall of plants. And the way he went about doing that is, he kind of explained it to me. It's a lot more complicated because he actually has water coming down that wall that
Yeah,
feeds the roots of those plants. But that kind of stuff, man. In Houston, there's the fish gallery. That's that is that 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 is like a bougie aquarium store,
yeah,
but they also have this live wall that feeds a koi pond indoors. Amazing, amazing. I that those are the things that I wish I could do in
yeah, yeah.
in in my fish room. If they were, if
I
if my
think,
wife
yeah.
was said, "Have at it, do whatever you want," I'd be doing some silly stuff like that.
Hey, good morning, Jeff. Anyways, yeah, I mean, some of the favorite ones I had was one of my favorite one was the I don't think this store exists anymore, but it's the Aquarium Fish Depot. I enjoyed doing that one because I actually had a chance to actually do it before they even opened to the public. Because I saw they had a good social media presence on Facebook. I'm like, oh yeah, we're opening soon, and they had a whole progress of them building the store. I'm like, and I kind of noticed they're getting close to opening, so I'm like, I contacted the owner and say, hey, you know what, I have fish, I have a YouTube channel. I'd like to actually come and do a tour. Would you mind doing a tour? And he said, yeah, come on down. So I went down there and did the tour, which was nice. That's one of my other favorite ones. But I do love going down to Pet Zone San Diego as well. That was a nice visit too. I love doing that video. Actually, I think I might have done a couple videos on that one.
Well, you even have it in your intro.
Oh yeah, I have it in my
That
intro
that
too.
store is in your intro.
Yes, it's in my intro.
No, but I guess for me, if they I guess I'm more into planet tanks and smaller fish, I tend to gravitate to those stores a lot more, and
Yeah.
they kind of stick in my mind more. I'm not a big fan of the. I I don't dislike big fish.
Yeah.
I don't know because it's not my style.
I think actually,
And
I
I
think
just don't.
I think Pet Zone. I think they have a second location. I don't know if they still have that second location, but I think their second location had the more larger fish.
Yeah, they do have the monster fish over there,
But
and the other store is the original store. They used
yeah.
to have like this third store, and I tried going to it. But every time I went, it was closed though. They would only open it up for like workshops, and that was on Liberty Island or
Gotcha.
Liberty Station, which is right next to the Marine Corps base up there in San
Oh
Diego.
yeah, that's
Beautiful place
Hakai.
to go walk.
Hakai.
Every time I went, they were closed. It was nothing but nano tanks. That's
Yeah,
all they had. But they had some beautiful aquascapes. I would always be like a little kid at a toy store. I'd be in the window up like this, looking,
Yeah.
looking. And I
So
was
George,
like, man,
I
I
mean,
really
Jorge,
want to
Jorge,
come in here, but I never
did you-
caught them open.
yeah, I caught him open. Actually, I
Yeah.
have a video. Actually, I caught him open. I have a video on my video on it. So if you haven't caught it, you
Okay.
can catch it. But I was down there in San Diego and I actually caught him open. I
Yeah, they
actually did a
closed
little
that
tour.
side though.
Did they? Well, you can see it. You can see in the
Yeah.
volumes of
Yeah,
YouTube.
it
You can see
just-
in the it's archived in YouTube now. But
I'll have to go check it out.
yeah. Now, did you have any did you do any visits and you ended up like not liking it after the fact?
Yes. As far as stories have I done, there's only one that and it, well, it's not that I disliked. I just didn't. It's not one of. It's one of those stories that I wasn't utterly impressed. Excuse me. But I think what happened, coming to find out later on, they were in the process of changing ownership, and I think that store is the last time I went. I think it was going out of business.
Gotcha.
But it was one of the older stores in Las Vegas, off the strip, and they had a bunch of. Okay, this is why I didn't like it. It was mostly like monster fish. So I'm not really big into the monster fish. I think they're cool and all that stuff, but
I don't have the room for it.
It's a different vibe of the store. Huh?
I don't have the room for it, but
yeah.
Speaking of changing ownership, there's a fish store close to where I'm at called Strictly Fish. The owner is retiring. He's actually selling the fish store.
You buying it?
My wife would kill me. Plus, I don't have the money.
That's what loans are for.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I'll talk to my wife. Say, hey, we have this money. Let's invest in this fish store.
Yeah. No, if you're gonna invest, don't invest it in a fish store.
No. But yeah, no, I have one. I have one of those
No, but
tours. I have one of those visits too, where I recorded it. I actually have it posted, but I'm like, doing the visit just reminded me why I typically don't go there as much. But
yeah, there's just I'll tell you what I did notice though. The the stores are evolving. And this is what I mean. I remember back, late 80s, early 90s. Um, it was just mostly tanks and fish, which you would find at the stores and products, like food, medication, and that was pretty staple with a lot of the stores that I remember from that era.
yeah,
You wouldn't see attention to detail. And what do I mean by that? Any open space. Oh, the lights are all going off on my aquariums. Hold on, let me go turn them on.
you're good. But anyways, I just want to go while he's doing that. I want to thank everyone for joining here. Hello, Aquaballs. I don't think I said hi to you. I already said hi to Brian. Good morning, Renee Dequar. I'm probably butchering that name. Good morning, Aquatics. Who else am I missing here? And please, don't mind if I butcher your names here. Let's see, who else do we have in here? Particle Queers, good morning. I just want to thank everyone to actually who's joining here. As Jorge was turning off his lights. Okay, you were saying, Jorge?
Shit, what was I saying? Oh no, what I've noticed about the stores is that they're starting a lot more attention to detail, making it more. I know I use this term, overuse it, but more like a boutique.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is whereas before any empty space would be full with just product, and they would jam pack it with all kinds of stuff in there. Now is they're using places to decorate. Again, going back to some of the stores that I was talking about, and I think that's what they all have in common. If you look at the videos for, Pet Zone,
Yeah.
it's a good example of that where they have a lot of little tween products and stuff like that. Excuse me.
No worries.
If you go look at the chlorophyll corner, same kind of thing.
Hmm.
Same kind of thing. They're putting plants here and there, and they're making it look more like a home environment.
Okay, let's see if that.
Oh, are
Let's see
you
if
guys
that.
seeing that, or is it just me?
I kind of dropped off. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. Now we should have a good connection.
Oh yeah, it looks a lot better.
All right, sorry about that, guys. Yeah. My boys are up watching TV now, so there's probably kind of straggling the
Every
internet.
single appliance is on consuming the Wi-Fi, right?
Yep. But yeah, I've noticed that there's a lot. I mean, I see it more on the newer stores where they actually do that boutique kind of thing, showing you kind of what you could do with a fish tank, not just showing off. Okay, here's this fish, here's that fish, here's that fish. They're trying to show you, okay, this is what you could do with it, which is also the nice thing I liked at Pet Zone San Diego is they actually have a table. I don't know if they still have that table. They had a table there. We could actually set up like your aquascape just on that table. Say, okay, this is
No,
what it's
they got
going.
rid of it.
They got rid of it.
They got rid of it because they needed more area for.
They need space.
That store is always busy though.
Yeah.
It's which is a good problem. That's a very good problem
Yes, it
for a
is.
fish store to always be busy. The parking lot there sometimes gets a little bit interesting because there's so many shops in there, but I've always been able to find parking though. That's not,
Yeah.
but sometimes it takes a second lap around the parking lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's on Convoy Street, so that's a busy street. So.
Yeah, but up in your neck of the woods, the other store that that I really like when I went was CK Fish World.
Yeah.
For a big store, I love what they're doing, and that's a big store.
Yeah.
I think that store is almost as big as what Aquarium Fish Depot used to be.
Yeah, that is. They actually moved. They moved across the street. They used to be on the other side of the street by the the something place.
Oh,
So I went there. I'm like, okay, where did CK Fish World go? I'm like, why are they on the other side of the street?
did they move to a bigger place or a smaller place?
That could have been it. I think I think the other one is. I think the other place is pretty good size too. But I think maybe the new place is a little bit larger.
Mm.
But I do like the layout of the new one where you have basically the fish section on one side and you have all the dry goods on the other. I like how they
Oh, so
separated that.
I guess I went there after the move then, because that's the way it was set up. They had
Yeah,
all the hardscape, all the aquariums, everything was on the right hand side of the store when you came in, and on the left hand side of the store, the wall that is facing the door is all nothing but plants,
yeah,
and then you have the fish
yeah,
rows, and they're
yeah,
separated by brackish, freshwater,
yeah,
and I forgot what else they have them, but yeah,
yeah,
they're kind of like in sections, kind
yeah.
of like a library store.
The other place kind of looked. I mean, the other place wasn't bad either, but they had more of their fish tanks were more into like a wooden kind of white wood kind of
Mm,
racks, whereas the new place they're more in like metal racking.
mm.
Hello there, Sun Road Aquatics, as well as Elite Menagerie Habitats. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me get back to the good old document here, see where we were at. How often do you get fish stores that actually say no, we don't want you to do recording?
Uh, Only once.
Only once,
No, twice.
twice.
Twice. And the excuse was that the owner wasn't there. But
Ah, gotcha.
it was sort of like a spur of the moment, and I figured my chances were like 50-50. Um,
Yeah.
and I think the store owner was there, but they didn't know who the hell I was, and I didn't go through my normal reach out process that I do,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and
I
that
had
was in
yeah.
Vegas. That was
Yeah.
in
I had
Vegas.
one a couple. I had one a couple weeks ago, and it's just a spur of the moment thing. I probably should have talked to him beforehand, but I go in there. It's like, in hindsight, though, I'm probably glad I didn't because looking at some of those tanks, I'm like, not that the fish weren't healthy. It's just the tanks didn't look like they were kind of cleared off for customer viewing.
Yeah, it and so I get it, and but yeah, that's the only time, and I think it's normally because I go through my regular process of I'll try to reach out
Yeah.
ahead of time. That's why I've had a lot of success, like with the stores up in the Texas area,
I
because
gotcha.
well, I'll know in advance that I'm heading up there, and I'll start uh, reaching out ahead of time. And
Yeah.
it's funny because it's gotten out to the point, um, especially in San Antonio, where if they know I'm going up there, they're reaching out to me.
Oh yeah.
There's like, hey, if you get a chance,
Fish stores know you.
yeah, yeah, if you get a chance, you should come out here and check us out. Sometimes it's just too far for where
Yeah.
where my
Where you
kids
at?
are at,
I
and
know.
so it's like,
Yeah, this happened a few years ago, which is probably. I mean, I should have probably asked them first, but this was when I went down to San Diego to do some fish store tours with. I don't know if you remember Anthony Fishy Friends. I know Aquaballs knows him. He's still friends with him. I went down there with him to do some fish store tours. We had up like Coast Gem, we had up like Aquarium Fish Depot when that was around, and we also had a Pet Zone. But we also visited the other one. I want to say it's Aquatics Warehouse our Aquarium warehouse. It's something with warehouse at the end of it, where we're kind
mm,
of doing some filming in there, and they're like, they kind of I guess the management or something kind of approached us like, can you please not record there? I'm like, okay, yeah, we're good. Okay, we won't record in here.
yeah.
But actually, I do have a previous store from that store too. I mean, it's not a bad store. I mean, it's not a bad store. I do like that store as well. Their setups are nice and clean, and it's like actually, I think that store is actually in the intro as well.
Yeah, like I said, I've found it. I have found that if you reach out with plenty of time and you let them know, more often than not, they're going to say yes.
Yeah,
And I think also they're understanding now that is you. Well, at least most content creators that I watch that do store tours are not going in there
no,
to criticize the stores. And I think for a while that was the trend. You had these
to
content
get the
creators that
clicks,
were going,
to
yeah,
get
they
the
would go
clicks.
in there and they would bash the store, which is, in that case, just don't do a video on the store. And that's my opinion. And I
Yeah,
think nowadays they're realizing they looking at it as free advertisement, and which is smart. I mean, if I had a business, that's what I would do. Is like that's 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 costing me $0
Yeah.
for you
Yep.
to put my store out in the public eye.
Yeah,
Public
I
eye.
try. I try my best not to catch it like any dead fish or anything. I know dead fish happen. It's you're gonna see one or two occasionally. Now, if every tank has a dead fish, then like I probably shouldn't be doing this tour.
Well, but you
But
know that's the interesting part. I can't think of a store that I've been to where that was the norm.
yeah,
I haven't. I haven't. I've
hmm.
been maybe because I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I hadn't really come across that where you walk in there and you go, "Holy moly, this is a death trap." You know,
I've been to a
where
couple.
where wow,
I mean,
yeah,
I've been some I visit and like okay, it's a dead fish. It's just a single one though. Like okay,
yeah,
it
but that's
happens. It happens. But
you
I've been to one where I'm like going tank to tank. I'm like, there's one, there's one, there's one.
well, I'll tell you. This is uh, if they look like my local PetSmart, then I know they're in trouble. You know, if all the tanks you see more dead bodies than actual live bodies, then you know that store's doing something wrong. But
Yeah. I mean,
that's not been the case.
maybe that day I went there, maybe I just cut them on a bad day. I don't know. It's just
Yeah, there's a lot of things that could happen. But no, but I for the most part, most of the stores that I've visited, um, they've been good. I mean, um, they're really, and you can tell that they care about what they're doing. That's the
yeah,
whole thing. And it's one of the things that's very impressive too, though, that I'm seeing is that where I remember as a kid when I was keeping tanks, it was always like the old retired guy that had the store. And I don't see that anymore. It's always they're like, half my age and
yeah.
they're the ones running the business. So I I I don't know if that plays into a big part of it because their enthusiasm and their energy levels are much higher versus the guy that's been doing this for so many years and he's just kind of doesn't want to do anything other than put fish in a box and that's it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it
But
depends. It depends on the old person because I know Aquarium Fish Depot is the guy was a retired guy. He started it up.
yeah,
His name was Ron Salsi. He had the energy to run the store, and I guess down in the San Diego scene, the cichlid scene, he was into cichlids, so I think he was well known in that kind of realm where he used to sell them out of his garage. Um, but yeah, he was into all that. But then I think what happened was he decided, okay, he didn't have the time for the store, and he ended up divesting his uh, divesting his shares in it. And I guess after that, it just went downhill. But
yeah, I don't know. I was really excited about that store because I saw you do a video on it. I saw um uh he used to live in LA. Why am I forgetting his name? Uh, Shit. This is what sucks about getting old.
well, you had Sam
It's
Scales who used to work down there.
Yeah, no, I know that, but
Well,
Ochart,
people
Ochart,
watching us might not
Ben,
know it. Ben, yeah, Ben
Ben
Oshart.
Ochart.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
he's in
did it. He
Tennessee
did
now.
a video on that store, and I remember watching those two videos, and I was like, oh shit, I want to go out there and check it out. What I liked about yours was kind of the faces as they were building up,
Yeah,
and when Ben was, it was I think the inauguration of the or the grand opening of the store.
yeah. Because like I said
Um,
earlier, that's the store that I got in there before they even opened to the public. So,
yeah,
and I think I did one or two after that as well. So,
yeah, and that was a pretty that one was kind of sad though because I went maybe months after it was open. Great store. Um, I didn't realize that Sam Scales was Scales, and he all his artwork was. They had a whole section of all these really cool drawings of fish.
I'll be right back.
And
But
yeah,
continue talking. I can still hear you.
and it was really impressive. I think I even did it like a live stream. No, that was the second time I went up there. I think, and But then I went back again
Alrighty.
a few months after that, and the store was totally different,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
was not good.
It
As a
did
matter
end
of fact
up. Go,
as
go.
a matter of fact, the second time I went, I didn't even film. Yep, there you go.
There you go.
Um,
There's the Sem scale sprint.
the second time I went, I didn't even film because the all they hardly had any of the cichlids anymore, which kind of made sense because at that when they opened up, it seemed to me like African cichlids were on the downslide as far as being trendy.
Yeah.
He kind of caught that tail end of it, and I think that was part of the problem for them.
Yeah. Ron
Um,
was a big cichlid guy, so just like Nolan, but Nolan kind of evolved.
yeah, he
Ron
saw the
decided to get
handwriting
out
on
of
the
the business.
wall. He saw the handwriting on the wall and evolved with it, and he's been adapting to it ever since. But yeah, well, that's why Nolan's is a Starry Night, his logo on his
Yeah.
on his logo.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like going to the stores. It's just I feel like a kid at a candy store. I look at all these things and I want to buy all these things, but I really have to practice discipline and self impulse
Yeah.
and not
Well,
pick up stuff.
my impulse is I really don't have any more room in my tank, so.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Oh, well, I have the room, but I purposely downsized.
Oh,
And
I downsized too. So I used to have a 60-gallon breeder with my Mabunas, um, and then I also had some ponds outside. I had tubs outside, and that's all gone. So I'm like, now I'm just down to these two tanks, primarily
yeah,
because with my new job, I just found myself not having the time to do anything. But
yeah, yeah.
but
No, I didn't think I was gonna enjoy going down to less tanks, to be honest, but I have because now I can spend more time with the ones that I do have. Where it used to be, okay, I got a couple hours before I go to work. I got to make sure I do all these water changes, being and take off. And whereas now is I could actually come in and sit down and just hang out in the fish room and enjoy the tanks.
yeah,
Um,
if you're worried about maintenance all the time, it's like it kind of takes away from the joy. One thing I found, I know myself, if I get overwhelmed, I'm like, okay, I quit. I'm not going to do anything. But whereas I get to a
yeah.
manager point, then I'm able to actually maintain them.
Well, here's the thing, though. I think I got way ahead of myself, um, because the plan was always I'll have some aquariums. Once I retire, I'll get into doing something different that'll keep me busier. What's going to keep you busier? It's going to be breeding. If you're breeding stuff every day, you have something to do.
Yeah.
And how do I know that? Because I'll watch Jeff. Um, Jeff Kane, every day he's got to do something in that fish room because he's breeding all kinds of fish. And that's great if that's all you're doing.
Yeah.
Um, if that's all you're doing, and I figured, oh, okay, I'll get to that when I retire. The problem was I kind of jumped the gun and thought, all right, I seems like I have extra time. So I started getting into that and quickly got not overwhelming, but it get to the point where it's like, oh shit, I know I got to move these guys and I got to put them over there and I got to do
Yeah.
all that. And I only got an hour and a half before I have to go run around and run some errands. And so, and then the other problem for me was I wasn't shipping, so I couldn't offload stuff. And the only time I could get rid of large quantity of fish is if I went up to either Phoenix. Well, really, right at this point, it was only Phoenix, and I would go drop off fish at a store, and I'd get some store credit for the stuff, which was fine for me because it was a way for me to make room for anything new that was happening in here. But when you start getting into like egg scatters and stuff like that, you really have to put in the time
Yeah.
to make sure that you can separate the eggs. You have to hatch the eggs. You have to feed the fry, and that's where I was kind of like, yeah, I'm not. I don't have the time for this,
Nope.
and it's not really what I wanted to do at the time. And then it coincided with right around that time, my wife decides, oh, let's start traveling. And so I
Yeah.
was like, oh, okay.
I really don't
And
have the time. I don't have the time or the tanks to get into the breeding game because
so
all I have is
the
these two
deal,
tanks and
yep, the deal has always been that I'm not going to let this hobby interfere with family life. So at first I was very reluctant because I was thinking, man, you know, this sucks because I felt like I was kind of like failing, but what was I really failing at? I mean, it's
Yeah.
just, I just once the hardest part was breaking down the breeding rack, the 10-gallon breeding rack. And then the other thing is, and my wife had pointed it out, and she goes, "You know what? Those tanks are not looking as good as what they used to look like." And she was right. She was right because I was just doing the bare minimums as far as
That's
doing water changes and stuff like that.
that's what I found with myself too. That's one of the reasons why I had to downsize. Now, this conversation is kind of going more towards the actually the second part of this video, which is the game of YouTube, but not really how to succeed in YouTube, just basically experiences in YouTube. But anyways, yeah, that's one thing I found out, especially with my new job, because when I first started out this new job, I was working like 10, 12-hour days, and like I didn't have time one bit to do anything, and I was working 6 days a week. So I
Yeah.
really didn't have the time to actually take care of the aquariums and or actually do actually YouTube. So around 2021, the end of it to like 2023, you kind of noticed that I wasn't doing YouTube videos because I've been doing these videos since I think in this kind of format since like 18 I think 2018, and I kind of took a I took a few breaks in there as well, which probably did not help my channel one bit, but which is one
Yeah,
thing.
but here's the other thing too though. I think breaks are not bad. Because this is not a full-time job,
No,
at
it's
least
not.
not for me. It's not a
If
full-time job for me.
if you're getting into YouTube as a fish channel, it is never gonna be a full time job. Keep in mind, the fish keeping hobby is a tiny niche, and guess what? YouTube is gonna do? It's not gonna pay you big money. If I really wanted to make money, what I should have done was I should have got into the technology aspect of YouTube. I'd probably be raking in the money then. Those are the channels that you get money in.
Yeah, well, I again, I never got into this to make
No,
money off of this.
no,
Um, it's
yeah.
always been for me, interaction. I love interacting with other hobbyists.
I
That
first,
has always been my
yeah.
goal. Um,
I just like
you
sharing.
know,
I like sharing my
yeah,
experience of what I'm doing. My very first video that was well, besides the Shamu one and the Manatee one, the one where I actually created specifically fish-related content was actually even before I had a so-called official channel, which was me
yeah,
just showing people how I do my water changes. Which, if you look at my
yeah,
channel, if you look at one of my first videos, you'll see it there. I still have it up. It's me just getting a bucket and a pump and running a hose from my fish tank in my living room to the bathtub in my bathtub in my bathroom, just showing okay, turn on the pump, let the water run, turn off the pump, and it just siphons out. That was pretty much the video. And then
yeah.
filling it up was putting water into the bucket and running the water and running the pump from the bucket to my aquarium to fill it back up. That was pretty much the video. But one thing, if you're getting into YouTube, you're making videos, you kind of okay, what is your goal? What's your plan? Like I said, if you're getting to fish related to make money, you're probably not gonna make it. You're gonna
Hey,
get
Dave,
discouraged.
let me take a quick break. I'll be right back.
All right, no worries. But yeah, I mean, if you're getting into YouTube to make money on the fish, you're probably not gonna make it money. I mean, yeah, you could probably make some to actually help support your hobby, which is primarily kind of why I do one kind of reach, get some monetization where I'm at least getting some benefit out of it. But I'll still share. I still do like sharing what I'm doing. Yeah, Jeff says YouTube isn't the source of the money; it's the sponsorships. There's higher AdSense for other niches, but it's not as dramatic as people make it out to be. True, Jeff. But I mean, one thing you got to realize, Jeff, on that is different arenas in YouTube are going to get paid more CRM. I think CRM going to be. I think that's the word because advertisers are going to basically put their money more into the more popular niches on YouTube as opposed to the small ones. I'm pretty sure you probably see it on your end, Jeff, where you're probably not making as much money as other things are doing. CPM, okay, CPM. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. CPM. like I said, I'm not monetized yet. I'm getting close, but I just like there's a few things I just like doing just for the fun of it. I do like unlike Jorge over there. I actually do like the whole editing aspect. So I cost per mil. I will go into my videos and actually do the editing. I kind of enjoy that. It's just little things I like to do, stuff like that. I like the whole marketing thing, even though I'm probably a poor marketer. It's just I just kind of like pretending to be a marketer, I suppose. It
Yeah,
just like with the whole T-shirt thing. I just like making designs. I used to do
I
that.
like that part. I like that part
Yeah.
of designing stuff like that, merch and stuff like that. But as far as editing, I wish I could love that process. Um, but nah, that's not in me. I've tried it. Um, I guess what it is, I just don't. I'm so impatient, I guess, when it comes
Gotcha.
to that, that I just want to film it and upload it. And
Yeah.
I've only done like maybe one or two videos where I tried my hand at editing.
Yeah.
It's not me. I don't know.
Yeah. Honestly, with when I do the editing, I really don't get too fancy smancy with it. I just kind of I have my videos. I'll cut out a few things I don't want in the video, and I kind of just splice them together. Maybe do effects here and there, but I just don't get too fancy smancy about it.
Yeah. My version of editing is make a thumbnail, stick it in the front of the video, put a little bit of an intro sound, and that's it. And then splice everything together. I don't even cut anything. I am terrible when it comes to that. What you're seeing on screen is exactly what got recorded. It's raw footage.
Yeah.
Raw footage.
Yeah,
I don't adjust.
mine is typically mostly raw footage, and pretty much whatever I typically record is typically what I put in the video. So if I I'm pretty that's at least that's the one pretty good thing I'm pretty good at is actually the one take videos where I'll do the
Mm.
video and I'll run through it and I'll be good with it.
Yeah. I don't
Now,
I
yeah,
I don't know if they're good or not. I just put them up. I don't care.
well, apparently your
And
videos probably do a little bit better than mine, but
uh, I don't even know if it's that. I think it's just the consistency of being on here. Um,
well,
I think
also
I found myself a little niche within the niche, I think too.
yeah, yeah,
And
especially with your
kind of
podcasting.
yeah, and that was one of the things that again, this all boils down again to where I'm not going to share necessarily my experiences with you because I don't feel like I have anything to contribute on that side of it. Um, but I do like to socialize and I do like to meet people and I do like to talk to people.
Yeah.
So I think since I know that's kind of my strength, that's what kind of what I've leaned into. And so far it's kind of worked out. I
Oh
mean, you
yeah,
guys have responded well to it.
I love that,
And
man.
the other thing is and this is the part to where I feel like where I can give back for everything that's been, given to me, and that is giving the smaller up and coming content creators a little platform where they can get a little bit more attention brought to their channel.
Yeah,
And
I love your format. I think it's totally unique, and I'm like, why didn't someone think of this earlier? Because it's technically easy content. It's easy
well,
content.
they've done it on a few occasions. Um,
I don't think it's to the
but
scale you do it though.
no, no. They've had their goals at it and they've done it. But we know the funny part, I didn't come up with this concept. This concept was not mine. I have a very good friend of mine in Mexico that was
Mhm.
precisely doing that, and he has a big platform. I think he was at when I met him, he must have been at 20,000 subscribers or something like that. And that's what he was doing, and he was doing it precisely for that same reason, where he was. We always talk about trying to grow the community, but very few people actually try to go out there and do something to grow the
Yeah,
community. And that's what he was doing. He goes, you know what? And it's funny because now I've been dabbling in and out with content creation, not only here in the States, but also outside the United States, and particularly in Mexico.
Yes.
And it's been very interesting what I've been able to learn and what I've been watching. In Mexico, there's a big fish community, but there's very few large channels. There's like
Gotcha.
5 or 6 channels that are considered bigger.
Hello, Joy Fish Keeping. How's it going this morning? But
Hey,
yeah,
Jose.
I do like the format. I love what you're doing with your channel. Not only you're doing it in English, you're also doing it in Spanish, which is it kind of reaches out to another whole audience for yourself. And honestly, with the way YouTube set up, you could easily watch it with English subtitles. I know YouTube has the whole dubbing thing going on now, which that whole thing will get better as it goes on. But
Yeah. You know what'll be interesting to see, because it's gonna happen, especially like people like you and myself and other people that have channels. AI is gonna get to the point where it's gonna be able to take our inflections, our voice, but translate it in the language that
yeah,
whatever the person's at. I think I think the first one they were doing that was Mr. Beast,
hmm,
where it sounds just like him but in a different language.
yeah. I mean,
And I think that that'll
it'll eventually
in
get
the
there.
future, yeah, in the
We're
future, I think that's going to be the case where you're going to be able to do a video right now in your own native language, and it'll automatically convert it to whatever region of the country is watching it. I mean, of the world, and it'll be your voice and your inflections, but in their
yeah,
language.
yeah. This whole technology is still in its infancy. With YouTube, it's still in its infancy as well. Where this is just actually a new feature. I mean, if Google really wanted to, they could actually. There's the technology to actually do it right now. They just don't want to put the resources in it right now. But as time goes on, that resource is going to take less and less resources to pull that off.
Well, like all technology, the longer it goes, the cheaper it gets.
Yeah,
That's just that's what happens. Um, so yeah, but the only thing that would be interesting, we see with AI, it's evolving so
yeah,
fast that what
actually,
you would think like something like this, you would go, oh, in about 10 years,
yeah,
that could be a possibility.
and
Whereas
actually,
today, it could be within months.
yeah, and
Literally
actually,
within
yeah. I
months.
mean, speaking of AI right now, YouTube. I mean, keywords are pretty much useless right now. YouTube's actually their AI is actually watching the video and pulling
Oh,
out
okay.
what the keywords are. Whether or not you actually should be putting the keywords in or not. I think I don't know how I don't know how accurate this is. I'm pretty sure it's going to be more accurate in the future. But what people are
Oh,
saying is that just put the typos in there. Put the typos in there. And I'm
yeah.
pretty
Jeff
sure
Kane says that
eventually AI is going to do that for you too.
Jeff Kane is just saying in there that YouTube was already supposed to have done that,
Mm,
where they were to release
no.
your sounding voice in a different language.
Is Jeff talking about the dubbing or the dubbing in your own voice?
I don't know.
Because maybe his channel might not have the dubbing yet. Because I don't think that's released to everyone. My
No,
channel has the
okay.
dubbing. I think your channel has the dubbing now too.
Yeah, which I it could be a little bit annoying sometimes because, especially if you speak more than one language.
Yes.
I prefer to listen to the content in the original language that I'll understand,
Well, I mean, you
it's
can turn it off though. You can turn it off when you're watching.
yeah, yeah, I know, and I like that you can turn it off.
But I know there's some content creators out there that really don't like that because what they're finding is that yeah, it's going to these other countries, but then you get these viewers that really aren't into your content because you don't speak natively their language. But I really don't
But
know how.
but you are, but you are. If the video's being dubbed, you're
Mm,
creating content for them
yeah, yeah,
because it's going to get translated. I mean,
yeah.
that's not.
Maybe I'll put the dubbing back on my channel. So I don't know. I've been
And
experimenting with things.
this is where I know things will turn around. Is we're going to get to the point where we're going to be able to do this live, and whoever tunes in, no matter where they're at, they're going to be able to hear it in their language.
Oh yeah, I
That's
already
going to
have English.
happen.
Yeah, I already have English subtitles on my live stream going right now. So
And
it doesn't take much to actually do that.
so that whole idea that you're not making content for other countries, that's not going to even be an issue. You're just making content, period,
Yep.
and it'll automatically. That's what I think the future is going to be of this.
Oh, it's going to get
So
there. All
you know,
all this technology right now is still kind of in infancy. I know a lot of people. The one thing that really takes off on the dubbing is it doesn't like you said, it doesn't take the reflections of the voice. It doesn't sound like the person. I mean, even if it doesn't sound like the person, but it has the inflections, like how I'm kind of like raising my voice a little, lowering it a little, and just kind of making
yeah.
stressing a few points.
Hmm.
It'll eventually get there.
I think so, and I think it's going to happen much quicker than we expect it to happen.
Oh yeah.
It'll be to the point now where you'll be able to have full blown live conversations with somebody in a different part of the world that doesn't even speak your language, and you'll still be able to communicate.
Yeah, I could do that
Um,
with Google. I could do that in person with Google Translate.
mhm.
I mean, it's a
But
little awkward.
it'll be something where it'll just be fluid. I mean, you're not
Yeah.
gonna have to press anything. It's just, let's say, you're in the Philippines, I'm here, and
I,
you don't speak English, and I don't speak
yeah.
whatever the language is in the Philippines, and we'll still be able to have this exact same conversation, and
Yeah.
it'll automatically translate everything I'm saying in
Me-
your end,
Meta
and
glasses
then
do that.
okay, yeah, so that's only the technology. All those abilities are out there. It's just going to be a
I
matter of
think I
time
think I
before.
think I think I think what the biggest problem is people just getting used to it. That's the
Mhm.
one thing I've seen is when I was trying to use the Google Translate on the phone. I mean, it worked. It worked great. My problem was I wasn't quite used to it yet.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah,
seemed
but
like
it's
it
like
was.
everything else. The more you do it, the more second nature it'll become, which is great because now you're not dependent on somebody else telling you what they're
Yeah,
saying. Well, I guess technically you are.
but
It's just instead of being a human being,
it's
it's an
the
artificial
yeah
intelligence.
it's the old babble fish. If you ever read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that thing called a babble fish. It's a little fish. They stick in your ear and then they
Uh,
translate. They translates everyone. But let's see. Jeff says the samples he heard were better than the person attempting to speak it themselves. Yeah, if I try to speak Spanish, I'd be killing it. The only Spanish I know is hola, amigo, taco burrito, adios.
you gotta learn baño and cerveza.
Buenos dias.
Buenos días.
But no, yeah, but I do love what you're doing with your podcast. The nice thing about that, I get to listen to it all at work.
That was kind of the idea behind that. That's why you don't see a lot of screen changes, and it's basically all. The reality of it is, I'm just recording a conversation that I would be having with somebody if we were sitting in the room. That's the
Yeah,
way I'm treating that. Again, that's
like
not my idea.
like we're doing here.
Yeah, that's not my idea. That is from listening to other podcasts that I really enjoy, and that's exactly what it is. It's
Yeah, yeah,
for
and
me that my biggest influence an interview style is what Joe Rogan does
gotcha.
on his podcast. And I before I even thought about doing this, I used to listen to him all. I still do. I
Yeah,
mean, at work we have I work 8 hours usually by myself, and guess what I'm listening to?
hey,
Um,
I'm on the street. I'm in the street walking for 6 hours every day. Guess what I'm doing? I'm listening to stuff, whether it be music, Mexicali Fishkeeper's interviews, or something else. But
well, and
not that I'm supposed to be having earpieces or anything in my ear when I'm walking. But
yeah, yeah. Well, you know, the thing is, and this is a common thing that I get from people, and I find myself doing this too. Like if I'm going to be working in the fish room, I like to be listening to something while I'm doing that.
yeah,
And if it's a conversation between a couple of people, what better thing to do? Because then you're getting to know somebody,
yeah,
um, and
and
you're working in your fish room,
yeah.
and I've
And you can
had
watch
plenty
it
of people
anytime.
tell
You
me that.
listen to it anytime. You don't have to worry about what's going on in the photo, which is why one thing I'm doing. I'm kind of doing. I'm not interviewing people, but I just said no. Maybe I'll try to release some audio not audio only. There's gonna be some kind of video in the background, but it's something that you can just kind of listen to. Because I have some old content too, which no, you can just listen to. You really don't need to see. You don't need to see my ugly mug.
Mm.
So I mean, if you look at my channel tomorrow, I'll actually have the first one released, where it's basically just me talking with this video that's in the background right here.
Yeah.
And all I did on this video too is I just took I took an old video that I had, took out the audio, cleaned up the audio a little bit. Though I did add some new points to it, and like, I'll just release this as a kind of a podcast kind of thing, whatever YouTube considers a podcast, anyways. Not the
Yeah.
not the
Well,
traditional podcast, which gets spent out to other platforms. But
yeah, no, I think that whole concept of podcast has kind of really changed. Um, where it used to be just audio, now a lot of podcasts will, you're already there. Let's just do the video, and
yeah,
you could either release it or not release it. But um,
yeah.
that's just
Speaking of which, Jorge, I have a question for you in terms, because I know with the interviews you classified that as a podcast. Do you get a lot of views from people watching or listening to you from YouTube Music? You don't
I
look at
don't
the
know. I don't
analytics.
check.
You don't
Yeah,
look
I
at the
don't get it.
analytics.
Look, I don't know if people think I'm lying when I tell them I don't really care what happens as far as my viewership and subscribers. I'm not chasing that at all. I don't make that be something that I put a lot of thought into it. Um, I am more concerned with being able to interact with the people that I've gotten
Gotcha.
to know over the course of the time. Um,
I,
and it's
I I I do like those analytics just on
yeah,
the basis of like how well the video do. There's people watching
yeah.
it. If people watch it, great. If not, I'm like, I've gone past I got past the point where I'm like, oh well, it doesn't perform. Maybe I'll do better on the next one.
I'll tell you what I have been doing, and it's been interesting. And I've noticed it with like not only my channel but like different channels that some people have the reluctance of trying other platforms and they only want to stay here. My suggestion is if you sincerely want to grow and you feel like YouTube is not responding to you the way you think it should be, try the other platforms. Don't go away from YouTube. Let YouTube be your base, the base of your content creation. But dabble in the other ones because there's such big communities in the other ones, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. And surprisingly for me, and I know I don't see. Oh, is Craig here? Um, well, anyways, I came across him and TikTok,
Yeah.
and finally he's starting to really pick up.
Hmm.
And it's weird because for some reason his style of live stream is not doing very well here on YouTube, or as well as he wished it would be doing it. But in TikTok, it is freaking blowing up, and it's kind of catered towards him because he really loves to play music while he's working in his fish room. You do that here on YouTube, and it'll nix your live stream. You go to on TikTok, it's actually made especially for that, and so it's really I'm really really happy and fascinated to see
Yeah.
him finally get his dues because he's been trying this for a while. Um, Downside, why I don't like or why I probably won't be doing a whole lot of live streaming and TikTok. Definitely not this type of live streams because they're so restrictive. You can't
Ah.
drink, you can't smoke, you can't do any of that stuff. And if anybody's watched any of my lives, one of the things that I really enjoy while I'm doing a live stream is I like to have a cigar because I'm kind of relaxed. It's kind of like my moment where for me to just
Yeah.
chill and it's just I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
and it doesn't mean that every live stream I have to do that. I just don't like the fact that
Yeah.
I'm being
You
told
can't
I
do it.
can't do that.
Yeah,
And
because I know back years ago, I love I love these hangout kind of things where you're just kind of chit chatting with other people in your community. I love the setup because years ago I used to do the setup where I'll have a live stream, I'll do my little spill thing, and then afterwards those open up to like, okay, if you want to join, here's the StreamYard link. come up and we'll just chit chat. Yeah, I mean, there's a few people. I mean, I don't smoke or drink, but no, there's people on the chat that smoke cigars, drunk beer. I'm like, I don't care. I don't do it, but I don't care if it's on my stream.
Yeah. Well, I'll try to limit it to when I go on my channel, but
Yeah.
you know,
Well, that's just being polite. That's just being
What's
polite.
that?
That's just being polite.
Yeah.
No, I mean, of course,
Yeah,
people who did
exactly.
that. Most of the time, the people that actually did that at least asked first. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the way I deal with that. But like for example, right now I don't feel like doing that because you know I'm your guest. I'm gonna do what you want me to do. I'm not gonna come in here. Hey, you know, this is what I do. This is my thing. No, that's not. But that becomes just down to personality.
Yeah.
You know, people's personality, and I don't. You know,
Yeah.
like I said, I do it when I'm on the other side. You know, I'm being the host, because to me it's part of a way to unwind, relax, and just you know, just chill. You know, and but I've been the interviewee on many occasions, and
Oh yeah.
I don't, you know, I don't even think about it. It's so weird how your old psychology plays into that because even now I don't even feel like I got a cigar here
Yeah.
and I could have asked you, but you know, I don't feel like I need it. But when it's
We're
me,
just here hanging out.
yeah, when it's me, it's kind of like I don't know why I crave it and I do it. So, but and then well, also what I find, even though we do have some restrictions here as far as what you can say and
Way
do,
past that point, though, I think. But
yeah, but I'm talking about like doing content on the other platforms.
oh,
I
gotcha.
was very, very, very surprised how restrictive TikTok is. I mean, very restrictive. And I was like, whoa, you know, it's just there's certain words and they're like everyday words that you don't mean anything by them and that they
Well,
just don't allow you
I
to
think
say.
with YouTube, though, I think that becomes more important once you become to the point where you're monetized, whether you're ad friendly or not.
But
But they're
I've
probably a
been
little bit
monetized
less
for a while.
restrictive.
The only time I've ever gotten a slap on the hand was for playing music. That was it. But
Gotcha.
you know, you've seen my live streams. I'm not the best
Yeah.
spoken person, and you know, I have a potty mouth,
Oh yeah,
and
you
I like
slipped
to.
you slipped a few short balls here and there today.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
And
You're good.
and you know, it's just, and I like to speak my mind. So I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be changing the way that I express myself to fulfill the basic needs of a platform or whatever. So that
Understood.
aspect of it is where I kind of like, okay, there's some upsides. Every platform has an upside, every platform has a downside. To me, now playing around in all these different platforms, believe it or not, YouTube seems to be the most the freer one. They still allow you to do
Surprisingly.
a lot more things. Which the irony in TikTok, they won't let you do these things, but yet more often than not, you come across people that are almost completely naked on there.
Not only that, they're probably like these people probably shouldn't be prancing around in their underwear because they're
Well, you know,
underage.
and it's like, wait, you don't find that offensive, but me having a cigar is
Well, I mean, if
offensive.
they want to prance around their underwear, but then it gets to a point, why are they letting like these young girls do
Well,
that? I'm like,
it's not even that. It's just sometimes they really push it to the edge where they make. I don't know. It's kind of like that's the only thing that I don't understand
yeah,
is how they can be
they're
so
restricted.
lenient on one thing and real restrictive on something else.
They're
Where it's
restrictive about smoking and stuff like that, but they have no problem with sexualizing minors.
yeah,
Go
you
figure
can
that one out.
you can't have a beer while you're live streaming because that's a big no no. You know, it's detrimental to your health. But I don't know.
Yeah, Jeff just said that they loosened the restrictions in cursing on YouTube. The shift who offer as advertisement now. So,
No.
well, I mean, because that was a big complaint with YouTube's like, oh yeah,
Mm.
you can't curse, you can't do this, you can't do that. But guess what? We're gonna advertise porn games on your channel or gambling sites on your channel.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe because I've never been hung up on that side of it. I've never really paid too much attention to it.
Yeah.
If it
This is just
if
stuff
they
I know
restrict
just
your
from watching other videos here and there.
yeah, no, but what I'm getting at is I've, I haven't had any negative incidents as far as being reprimanded for stuff on YouTube other than luckily it wasn't even on my channel. We used to have a secondary channel where
Yeah.
Water Planet Tanks and myself would go live, and one night we decided, hey, you know what nobody does a live stream, and they talk about music, and we decided to do that. While there was a reason, we quickly found out why you couldn't do that. And
Yeah,
and you know,
you can, but it gets tricky. I know I
oh
listen
no,
to
they totally took it off. I
yeah.
mean,
It
they
when you're doing music like that, it gets tricky. There's fair use doctrine. Have to be careful on how much you're playing and this and that. I know I listen to I don't know, it's a YouTube channel called the Professor Rock. He'll play clips on there, but you got to be very careful that you're only playing a little snippet and you're adding to it. Kind of adding to what you're saying to the content. If you're playing like whole songs, you're getting in trouble for that. But even with Professor Rock, he did land up in that issue where YouTube was kind of striking him for that. But he ended up getting that cleared up. But that's probably where you were going wrong.
probably, I don't know, but we just did it that one time. It was fun. People were having a blast,
Yeah.
but then they just kicked us off. We got
Oh
a
yeah.
warning. We got a warning through there, and then we still kept pushing it, and then
Yeah. I
next
think
thing
I
you
think
know,
one time I think one time in my early live streams it was like one of those hangout one of those like hangout ones where it's like a Thursday night. I did my little thing. Then I invited people up like maybe 3 hours in. We said, "Oh, let's go watch a movie together." So we put the movie up on the stream, watching it together.
I
Never, never
think
got
people still do that, don't they?
never got a strike for that. So,
Yeah.
but let's see what else. Jeff also said this is earlier. Things that weren't important have become important when I was told I would never be anything by a larger channel. Yeah, things do evolve. Things do evolve. I've seen a lot less species spotlights now than when I first did YouTube, this fish related YouTube, and things just evolve. It's just a matter of just what viewers are watching.
Again, when you were talking about making it big, I mean, you can still, but there's certain things you got to be comfortable with doing, which I don't, and you have to pump a lot more money in the beginning before you start making money, and I'm not willing to do that either. I don't
No.
like again. This has never been uh 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 an income replacement source for me.
No.
It's never been. I've never had an interest in that. A lot of people say that, oh, if it's your dream job, you don't mind doing it. I've seen really, really big channels on YouTube where they were doing what they wanted to do and they quit.
Yep.
It was too much because you don't realize it. But I'm not saying this from my personal experience because I'm not nowhere near that situation. But like a lot of those channels that were quitting, it's nonstop.
Yep.
If you're doing this for a living, you're working 24/7.
It's,
24/7.
yeah.
It's always because you're either editing stuff or you're trying to come up with ideas and all this and this and
Or
that.
you're recording.
Or everything you're doing has to be content because you got to take advantage of the fact that you're doing that. Um I see it. I use some people in our niche and I watch them and I see them struggling because they're trying not to lose that audience and they start doing stuff that is kind of like, okay, you're totally just doing this for the views. There was one where they reenacted supposedly it was happening and they recorded it, a fish that was dying that they were receiving,
Uh,
and it was this big dramatic play up and it was horrible acting. Totally could see right through it. But what I was really surprised is how people in the comments were like, "Oh my god, I'm so happy you're able to save it and this and that." I saw that and I lost a lot of respect for what they were doing.
well, I mean,
But I
even there's a big channel out there that's been he's done it before too. Recent videos like, oh, I'm quitting YouTube. Yeah, no, you're not. This is a clickbait. This is a total clickbait. The end of my channel. Oh, I'm quitting YouTube.
Yeah, but you know that again, if that's what but that's because they put all their chips on doing this, and now they're stuck. Now
Yep.
they're in that situation
They have
where
nothing behind it.
they have to be all in. They have to be all in.
They don't have
And once
anything to
you
fall
go
back
all
on. Like,
in,
yeah, they
yeah,
don't have
once you go
anything.
all in,
Yeah,
you have to figure it out how to continue to stay there
yep,
and continue to have success.
yeah,
I'm not knocking them for it, I guess, because that was their choice.
yeah.
I just decided that that's not what I want to watch,
Yeah,
and I just don't watch.
I think you're right when you said this in your podcast. Where if you're going to be successful at YouTube, you're not using YouTube as a sole source. You have something to fall back on, like Aquarium Co-op, KG Tropicals. You have that income behind it, and your channel is basically an advertisement. Now,
Yeah.
if you do if the problem is if you turn your channel just an advertisement, people are going to turn off on that. But if you at least
Not really, because look at how many subscribers Aquarium Co-op still has.
well, Aquarium Co-op doesn't really turn it into a full blown commercial though.
Yes, they do. Let's be honest.
They
Yes,
do.
they do.
Sometimes
Because
they do.
you can't watch a live stream and I don't have a problem with it. Don't get me wrong. This is not a knock on them.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with it because I know what I am consuming.
Yeah.
But there isn't a moment where one of their products won't be talked about. You go
Well,
find a video or a live stream where they're not talking, and you know what? I think that is super smart from a business standpoint.
yeah. Well,
Now, as a consumer,
I'm just talking about their whole content. Just sounds like an ad. I mean, every single piece of it.
oh, okay. Well, yeah, they're it does. It does. It does. Because
Okay.
even in the
Maybe
background, if you look at the products that they're not talking about them, but they're there.
maybe I need to watch his channel more. I stopped watching after
Yeah,
I
but
stopped watching after
again,
I got a little beef on him.
again, it is not a knock. On the contrary, I applaud
Yeah.
that they do it,
Yeah.
but
Oh
they're
yeah,
very
fine.
smart about doing it. And that's why they have success as a business.
I think
If you're going to
I
be
think
a
it comes
business,
out.
I don't
I think it comes out to how it comes out to the listener. That's where you go wrong. That's what I'm talking about. If it sounds like a commercial, it's gonna turn people off, which is one thing they do need to be careful on.
I'm going to be honest with you. When I stop consuming a channel is not because of what they're advertising or what they're if they're trying to push their business. It's not that. It's just sometimes it's not interesting to me the conversations they're having
Yeah, yeah,
or the topics that they're talking about. I understand that a lot of channels like to be like to help out beginners and stuff like that. That's fine,
oh yeah.
but I'd rather leave it to other channels that are out there that are having a lot more success. I'd rather talk to you about other stuff um, that maybe I can help out. That it's not necessarily the beginner stuff.
Oh yeah,
Um,
exactly.
so, but then again, that's where I'm
I
at. Where I'm at,
I
and
would
these
not
channels are.
I would not be able to the whole beginner thing. I would not probably do. I would not be able to focus on beginners because what I'll be saying is stuff that I might be saying because I know about it, but I might
Yeah.
not put it in simple terms where a beginner could understand.
Well, I won't do it because I just suck, and there's people that are much better than me that
Same
do
here.
it. So there's no need for me to put out there more content on that when there's way better people that can explain it than me.
I would just share it
I'll
out just
talk
because I
about
want to share it out.
yeah. I'll just I can pick a little bit more nuanced stuff maybe, or the reality is I can't speak on anything that I haven't experienced yet. That's if you're going to get an honest response from me, it's got to be from something that I've dealt with and something
Yeah,
that I'm doing for
exactly.
me to be able to be able to tell you how it worked out.
Yeah,
I can't speak on something that I'm not familiar with. I won't because I'm going to end up looking like a fool because I'm going to be talking about something I don't know anything about. And at least I've been smart enough to understand that and kind of stayed away
yeah,
from doing those things.
yeah. I mean,
Plus, I've had people.
a lot of times, even with talking to people, I'm like, sometimes I might have an inkling it might work, and I might say no. I'm not. totally familiar with it, but thinking about it, it might work. But you might want to get another source than that.
Yeah.
I mean, even with stuff I know, I'm like, yeah, you might. Even stuff I know what I'm talking about, I'm like, yeah, you still need to get another source on that. Which is one thing that people need to do if you're taking this kind of content in from YouTube. Get another source on it too. Don't rely on one person.
Dave, let me take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back.
Okay, gotcha. Will do. Let's see. Renee says, I do feel like a lot of YouTubers need to grow and advance their viewers. Let's see. Jeff says he is properly using YouTube as an aquarium-based business. Yeah, I mean, like Jorge's saying, he's kind of using it's basically in conjunction with his business, which basically it gets his name out there. It gets his supporters. It gets support for his business. Jeff said there's a few large channels that play the I'm quitting game. Yeah, I saw that. I'm like I read that. I'm like, I'll watch the video just to watch it. And I'm pretty sure at the end he's going to say, oh yeah, I'm still going to put content out. I'm pretty sure you probably know who I'm talking about. But to clear up something. Oh, no worries. But to clarify something with you, Jeff, the reason why I kind of got off of Aquarium Co-op has nothing to do with his business model or anything. It's just probably something small and tiny, just pettiness. I could tell you. I could tell you another point. Well, I guess being like almost 2 hours into that, I could probably share it with you. But no, this is earlier in my channel when I did. I had this Sierra Onip tabs, and I guess at one point Corey put out a video about the Sierra Onip tabs. I'm like, oh, cool. I remember I have those. Oh no, I'll do a video on that. Oh, okay. Just reminded me I had it, so I did a video on it. And probably like a couple weeks later, one of his little click members that does videos as well. Guess what? He did a video on Sierra Onip tabs, and pretty much the script pretty much was word for word from what I did.
No.
So I'm like, I don't know if it's coincidental or how it happened, but all I know is I did share out that video with Corey too. So I tagged him, and it's like, okay, like, oh crap.
Yeah. That to me is one of those things where I've even spoken on that. I mean, I don't know why people cannot get around the issue of crediting other people if you get an idea from them. I don't have maybe because I don't have a problem with that. I think everybody else should be on the same page as me. It doesn't take away anything from you or anybody else if you say, hey, I watched this on so and so's channel and I thought it was pretty interesting, so I'm going to share it with you.
Yeah, because in the whole video I did, I'm like, oh yeah, I saw this video on Aquarium Co-op's channel. I'm like, oh, it reminded me I had it. Oh, here's me feeding my fish with it, and it just happened like a couple weeks later. One of his people that he knows like did pretty much the exact same film. I mean, he changed up the story, but the story was pretty much similar to what I was saying. Oh yeah, I went to Aquarium Co-op. I saw these hero nips. I'm like, oh, remind me I had it. It's exactly what I was saying. I'm like, like I said, I don't know if it's coincidental or not, but I got a pettiness towards that.
Well, but the thing is, you see, something like that, it could be coincidence because we're such a small niche. Yeah. I'm talking about where it is a concept and it's almost like the way you structured it, because we can all talk about the same things. Oh, yeah. But
I agree with that.
But we'll have a different take on whatever it is that we're talking about, right?
Oh yeah. The problem is it just seemed like his take was the same take as mine.
Yeah. Okay. So that's different. Where you go and watch it and you go, holy smoke, that's almost exactly what I was saying.
That's my video.
Yeah, but it's not me in it.
It's my video, and he's getting all the views for something I did. I'm like,
well, no, yeah, where they didn't even bother to input their own information or their own anecdotes, and it's almost exactly everything
it pretty much just took my story and just changed the names and some of the story. That's all it sounded like. Yeah. Like I said, it could have been completely coincidental, but the fact that I made it and I released it, I actually even...
and the other thing that I think is is dishonest is people, especially like bigger channels and stuff like that, that they won't admit that they lurk
Yeah,
and
they lurk.
watch. I get it. Maybe you just don't want to make yourself presence, but don't go and poach. That's the only thing that pisses
Yeah,
me off. Is just don't
I mean,
don't.
it just sounded
And
like
if you do,
they took it
and
and
if you do, it would cost you nothing to say, "Oh, I happen to be listening to this, and they were talking about this, and I think it's interesting. Here's my take on it."
oh,
I would
here's my
have
fish
a
doing
lot
it.
more respect for those people if they did that. That if they pretend like, "Oh, this is a new idea that I just happened to, come to me a day after I saw it on somebody else's
Yeah.
live stream." And I was like, "Oh,
I mean,
you
it's just
that
the
to
whole
me."
story. It's just the whole story that kind of sounds similar. Now, if you just said, "Oh yeah, I got these Sierra nips from Aquarium Co-op," oh, let me put in my tape. It's like, okay, it's a completely different story. It wasn't
Yeah.
like my story. Like, oh yeah, I saw the video from Aquarium Co-op where he just changed it to, oh yeah, I was at the store. I was at the store, and I remembered I had that.
The tag team poachers. Yeah, yeah, I've seen that too. It's
Yeah,
well, and that's the only. I guess. I guess I understand that whole ignorance is bliss, thing.
yeah,
Uh, Prior to me becoming, I guess, for lack of a better term, a content creator, um, I didn't know what would go on.
yeah.
So I was living in bliss. I thought everybody was who they were in front of the camera,
Oh,
and
because I yeah, yeah,
who they were projecting to be and stuff like that. And it's not until you come on that other side that you start
you see
finding
it
out.
happening.
You see, you find out, you start hearing about things, and then you see things. You
Yeah.
personally see things, and you go,
Mm.
"Oh, okay, now I get
YouTube's
it."
not as
Now,
innocent as you thought it was.
yeah, well, not that I ever thought it was innocent. I just thought it was a different, uh, like more camaraderie
Yeah.
amongst people.
I
Uh,
think you see that more on the smaller channels, especially in our niche, especially in our niche.
um, I guess,
Somewhat,
I guess.
somewhat. I mean, there's a few issues. There was a pretty recent issue where you had like a big channel going after a small channel. Whether or not the small channel is
Yeah,
actually in the wrong in some of it, but I think the big channel needs to realize, no, what, you're a big channel. You're gonna have a lot of supporters behind you. They're gonna go back and barrage the smaller channel. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about, Tori. But no, but going back to the whole credit thing, I mean, I don't know. I try my best if I saw something in another channel and I kind of want to talk about it too, I'd actually put a mention. I don't know if you saw the video where I did on my light risers. I
mhm.
actually made a point to actually credit. Well, I didn't really. Don't think it really needed credit for it, but I'm like, yeah, I watched Raising Fish's channel, and oh yeah, it's the
Mhm.
same thing, and this is the one problem he had with his. Go check out the video to see what the issue was.
Yeah, I just think if you just start off by saying, "Yeah, I saw this at somebody's channel," you don't have to, go into full depth, but just at least acknowledge the fact
Oh
that,
yeah,
yeah, so and so inspired me to do this.
yeah.
I don't see how that is such a big deal. Um,
I mean, all
I,
he had to say was, "Yeah, I saw this video on the small channel when I happened to be in your aquarium call. Ah, it kind of reminded me about this too. Let me show you my fish eating from it."
hmm,
But
yeah,
I don't
but
know. Hey,
that's
we'll
the
pass
only
the
that's the only I guess issue that I would have um with doing stuff on social media in general. But
yeah. It
other than
happens.
that, I've had way more positive experiences doing this.
Oh yeah,
I've gotten to meet way more interesting people, more genuine people, more kind-hearted people, that if I wasn't
oh
doing
yeah,
this. And so I'll trade that for that any day.
yeah. I find the whole fish tube be pretty welcoming. Like I said, for the most part, people try to help each other out. I mean, you're a great example of that with your interviews. Uh, it's just I don't know where I'm going with that, but I lost my track of mind on that, but no, I love your concept. Even though it's a borrowed concept, but I love how you how you put it out there, and you get the small channels and help the small channels out. Let's see.
Hey, Whip.
Okay, you know what, I'm gonna take a little break here, gather myself here. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, go ahead. No, well, I can take this moment to see who's kind of been joining us that I haven't said hello to. I guess we got Ryan in here, Whip, Don, let's see, Jeff, Renee. Who else is in here? Who's still with us? That's Jose. Luis. Let's see, what did Luis say? I love when people or content creators take photos. In general, that shows appreciate. Oh, okay, yeah. She was referring to people coming to the stores. I mean, I from a business standpoint, I think it's I can see how it can be very welcoming, but again, it's like there has to be uh, a rapport. Um, even as a content creator, you have to also practice some ethics and not just be one-sided. It can't be just a one-sided relationship where all you're giving and I'm taking and that's it. That'll never work. I'm of the opinion, and it's not even my opinion. This is from what I've heard from other people that have been doing this longer than I. Especially if we're going to somebody else's place to create content, you gotta also be able to give something back. Um, and if it's a business, then that means yeah, you're going out of your pocket and you're gonna leave some money at that place, especially if that's your because everybody says, "Oh yeah, we're here to support small businesses." Well, then truly show your support by investing in that business, not just come in here. Oh, I'm going to record a video. I'm going to get some views out of this, and then I'll see you later. So but it's one of those things where you have to have a relationship. Um, for in order for both of you to be successful.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
I just had to step away to calm down a little bit. I was getting a little ahead of myself in my mind, but
Oh,
anyways, I do find that this community has been mostly great. I mean, like I said, yeah, a few exceptions, but I would actually recommend if anyone out there hasn't yet, at least put out some videos. At least put out videos of your fish or something. I mean, we all have videos, cameras in the form of phones, and
yeah.
honestly, that's all I record on. And then I put all the files on my computer. Then I do the editing on my computer. But there's plenty of people that actually just do their editing on their phone too. I think you're talking to Mel Wine Fishkeeper. I think that's what he does too. He just records on his iPhone and does all the editing on his iPhone as well.
That's all I do. I,
Yeah.
I don't edit on a computer. I don't know how. I don't edit, period. Well, it just makes it so easy because I was using CapCut for the longest time to do all my
There's a whole
editing.
controversy about that thing, but continue.
Yeah, no. But now you know what I use? I use the YouTube app.
Oh yeah.
The YouTube it's not Studio. It's let me here. Let me go find it. I never remember the name of it. Um it
YouTube
is
something.
YouTube Create.
YouTube Create.
Uh YT Create. And I just found it that it's the same thing. I don't have to pay for anything. If they want to take my data, they already have it anyway. So it's not like it, it's not like somebody else is gonna poach it. No, but they all do anyways. And not
Yeah.
anybody that thinks that they have any privacy on social media, they're you can forget that.
Or anywhere for that matter nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the whole controversy with the Ring cameras and the police now too. But
Oh. And so yeah, I use YouTube Create. It does for my style of editing, which is bare bone minimums. It's just a thumbnail, a little piece of intro sound, and maybe an outro, and that's it. It works perfect for me, and it's convenient because it's on my phone, so I can go somewhere record the content. If my wife is driving, I'll sit in the passenger seat. That's why sometimes I can upload videos almost the same day that I go visit somewhere. Because I just one, I don't edit. Like I said, I don't even I, I should probably and but I'm not going to, and I'm not going to change
Yeah.
unless somebody decides that they're going to do it for me.
It works for
Um,
you. Works for your
you
channel.
know, yeah, it's just well, I'm old and stubborn. I refuse to change in that aspect. I,
Honestly, I think it adds more charm than anything.
I don't know when you're sitting there going I don't know how charming that is, but I'll
Well,
just
you see how I get in the live stream sometimes, especially trying to
what's
save
that?
tour. You see how I get in the live stream sometimes,
Oh
just trying to save
yeah.
tours as well.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem with that.
I
I'm
think I
willing
think
to live with that.
I think being a smaller channel, I think we get away with it more than like a bigger channel. If you're a big channel, you're probably not going to get away with it as often.
Well, if I was a big channel, I'll probably have somebody that's gonna do the editing for me anyway, so, I don't have to worry about that then. That'll be their job. But yeah, no,
Yeah, that's one thing people don't realize about some of these larger channels is they do have editors behind the scene actually doing all the edit work. It's not the actual
I was
person on the
having a
camera doing it.
conversation with the guy that I was live streaming the other day in Spanish, and that's what we were talking about. I said 'cause, I was telling him, "Dude, man, your videos are really good. I like the way he does it." But he goes but it was interesting because he goes, "I love to edit, but I hate being in front of the camera and talking." I said, "Well, I'm on the opposite end. I have no problem being in front of the camera and just rambling on. I just will not edit anything."
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of it's interesting how that sometimes plays out. But you go look at his videos, and I'll actually watch his videos. I won't watch my videos. And but yeah, it's just but I don't care. Like I said, I'm in this for socializing, the interaction, these opportunities that come
Yeah.
up,
Oh yeah.
the
This is the
opportunities.
this whole socializing thing. This is one thing I missed from after I took my break from a long time ago. I miss these like just hanging out, chit chatting. I mean, yeah, we're kind of going off topic, kind of being in topic. I mean, right now we're kind of off topic, but we're still on topic. If that makes any sense to you, but
Yeah,
I do miss these whole hangout things. Which in the future, no, if you guys want to come up, feel free to ask me. I'll probably say, yeah, come right up. I'll even do group chats too if that's what you
yeah.
want to do
Well,
too. So
no to anybody that wants to have me on as a guest. I never stay on topic. I don't say I'm the wanderer. I go everywhere except where I'm supposed to be at. I'll start off with a sentence saying, "Yeah, I think about this," and then it's my brain. It's the way I'm wired.
yeah,
I go
you monetize
a
a
hundred,
conversation too,
uh,
Mister.
yeah, 101 places before, and never get back to what the original point was unless I can
so
remember.
so right now you're not really on the Dave's Aquarium Thoughts channel. Right now you're actually on the Mexicali Fishkeeper channel, which is fine. Which is fine. It gives me easy
Yeah,
content.
yeah. I'm sorry. I haven't. I that's
No,
true. I
this is
just kind of
good.
took over this and acted like if I was on my on my
Which is
YouTube
fine. It's
channel.
fine. All
Sorry about
right.
that.
This is good content. This is good. This is good content. I mean, even though we're going off topic, I think it all fits in the whole how the experience with YouTube is. And this is just stuff when you're doing YouTube,
Well,
you're making videos, you kind of get these new experiences down the road as well.
I think your experience with YouTube is going to be what you want to make of it. That's the reality,
Yeah,
and what your expectations are going to be. Um,
yeah.
I
The other thing I think
I
is this experience with YouTube as well. It sometimes takes you into experiences that you probably would have never been if you didn't do it.
yeah
Because honestly, I probably would never talk to Nolan if it wasn't for this doing a YouTube channel on it.
yeah
I wouldn't be talking to you
yeah
like this if I didn't do a YouTube channel like this.
yeah. I just think it's at the end of the day, you really have to be honest with yourself as to what your expectations are. Um,
Don't expect me
And
to
what
be
I
next
mean
Mr.
is,
Beast.
is the following because some people say, "Oh, I don't I don't care about not growing," but yet they're always griping about their channels staying stagnant. Well, then why is that an issue if you're telling me that you don't care about growing? Then obviously you do care about growing. Don't lie to yourself. Be honest to yourself. And if that's what it is, then try to figure out why it is that it's not working. And but you know, like I said,
I think it's the whole dopamine thing. When you see it actually performing, it kind of gives you, oh yeah, okay, it's doing good. I'm like, yes. And then when it doesn't do good, I'm like, oh man. But
mm,
I mean, I like sharing
you
that
know,
stuff out, and I like the fact that people are actually watching it, which kind of makes me feel good that people are watching it. Especially when you see the comments. Oh yeah,
mhm.
this video helped me out tremendously. Which I have some older videos I made probably in like 2018, 2019 that still gets views, and people still leave comments on it. Oh, this helped me a lot.
It's funny because we just did the end of the year wrap up that YouTube sends you,
Yeah.
where or kind of tells you which. I was so surprised that my best performing video this year, for some reason, was setting up a plenum. The video that I have on how to set up a plenum. Um, I was like, oh wow, that's a video that I did probably with like year two into doing YouTube,
Hmm.
and and now it seems to be getting traction. For what
Yeah.
reason I am not
Yeah.
sure, but that's the one thing for somebody that's starting out. Don't worry about. Uh, there's this big issue as to whether I do shorts, do I do lives, do I do videos. YouTube is a video driven platform. Do the videos,
Put the content you
whether
want to
they
put out there.
whether they perform well or not in the beginning. It doesn't matter
Well,
because a lot of these videos never did well when I first dropped them. They didn't. Yeah, they
it'll gain
didn't.
track. They'll randomly just gain traction somehow,
And the
some
thing
way.
is, you don't even know which video is the one that's gonna all of a sudden catch fire. It could be a change in the hobby or a topic that all of a sudden becomes interesting or controversial, and you just happen to put a video out of a couple
Or
years ago or
yeah,
whenever.
or you could put out a video about some kind of filter that wasn't a popular filter at the time, but you put it out there
Mm,
anyways, and all of a sudden, for some reason, people started to buy it, and then all of a sudden, people are watching the video about that particular filter. You never know.
yeah,
And I know one
yeah,
thing. I know one thing you said earlier was that YouTube is kind of going towards the shorts, and everyone's focused. Oh, I have to do shorts. I have to do shorts. But you know what? Do you know what else is growing? Is people watching YouTube on TV. People are not going
mm.
to be watching shorts on TV. They're going to be watching these long-term videos. So it's not like shorts is taking over YouTube
Well,
completely. You're also seeing people watching more on TVs, and that content is going to be viewed on TV.
yeah, even with the advent of AI will take one of your videos and chop it up into shorts. That YouTube Create does it, but this is how much I hate editing because they'll give you a pretty good clip of some information, but you still have to go in there and tweak
Hmm.
it, where you
Yeah,
got to snip, little places here and here to make sure that that information is there. I just won't even do that.
I
That's the only
did.
reason why I don't. That's why I don't have shorts in my videos. But AI will do it for you.
Yeah, I did. I did a video. I think it was at Alcochella. It was at some event, but I was doing a live stream there on my phone. I was mobile, so I did it on my phone. And after the end, it's like YouTube pops up with a notification. Oh, would you like to send this clip out as a short? I'm like, oh, sure, go ahead. I don't know if anyone else has seen that, but I actually had that happen,
Mm,
and
yeah,
YouTube sent it out as a short.
yeah.
Which,
Maybe
if
because I don't do a whole
yeah,
lot of
you
review
don't do
stuff on
live
there.
streams on your phone. But if you do live streams on
Yeah.
your phone, that's the one thing I found out when I'm like, oh, this is new. I've never seen this before. It's like the thing right now, which I on this live stream, I was editing some tweaks in the live stream. I noticed, well, what's this option right here? It says something about sending out a vertical stream along with the other stream. Like, oh, that's new. I'm like, yeah,
Oh,
sure.
okay. I hadn't noticed that.
I just noticed
Um,
last night. I just noticed it last night. I didn't last time I did a live stream. It wasn't there. So
okay.
that's kind of why if you notice that we're kind of on top of each other, that's basically
Yeah.
why.
Oh, okay. You know what? The only reason I'm not full 100% YouTube when it comes to like doing lives and stuff like that. I don't like the way their platform's set up.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna have a guest, you have to have them from the get go. Um, and I don't like the fact that you could only do it in vertical, but now you're telling me you could do horizontal too, which is I might venture into that
What
a
do you
little
mean?
bit more.
Are you flipping this around?
No, because I'm looking at it in horizontal right now on the computer, and you said it goes vertical. You said that
Well,
if you're
vertical
watching
is
it
like
vertical,
portrait mode.
yeah,
Horizontal is like this.
yeah. Right now I'm watching it horizontal
Okay. Okay.
on the computer and on YouTube.
Oh,
See,
okay.
let me show you.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
horizontal. It's not a vertical stream. When it's vertical stream, the whole screen is filled up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I wonder. Maybe I'm gonna test something out. I'm gonna look on my phone. Give me a second here.
yeah. So because I've seen the one that I watch a lot that does a lot of those vertical live streams is like Aquafunk.
Yeah.
He likes a lot of those vertical. But what I don't like about that is that when you go on YouTube, you can't have somebody join you in the live stream if you wanted to talk to them. It won't
Gotcha.
allow you
Gotcha.
to do that
Gotcha. Hmm.
unless you initially scheduled it in the beginning,
Yeah.
and it
Maybe.
doesn't allow you to
Hmm.
change
Gotcha.
the what do you call it, the format or the display. Like if we were talking about something and I wanted to show you an aquarium, well,
Hmm.
using the third parties, I can minimize the squares, move it, and display what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Right now, YouTube does not allow you to do that. If they go to that, I'm 100% YouTube. I don't need to use
Yeah.
any other platform because I'm already doing
Oh, CCs.
95% of all my stuff is directly off of
Ah,
YouTube.
gotcha. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know it's an option, but for some reason it's showing up on my studio that I have it, but it's not showing up on YouTube anywhere that's coming up vertical.
Yeah,
Huh.
and they just confirmed it. Whip said it's definitely horizontal.
Yeah. 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 So I don't know. Maybe it's just maybe they haven't quite worked it out yet. Because I in my
Maybe.
studio, in my studio I have a I don't know if you can see it well. In my studio I have I have a vertical and I have a horizontal. So I
Mhm.
have the vertical right there and the horizontal right there. And this one is paused for some reason. So, but yeah, I'm not quite sure what YouTube is on right now, but
Yeah, well, maybe it'll be something they'll be able to change later on. But
yeah.
but I did hear Corey say that he thinks not necessarily shorts, but most content is going to go vertical,
Mm.
just to stay in. Excuse me, in following like the other
TikTok.
platforms, TikTok and Instagram.
I don't know. I don't know. The way YouTube's talking now, though, I think it's going to stay because they're also talking about how viewership on actual people watching on TV is going up as well. So, and honestly, if I'm watching vertical stuff on TV, I'm
Yeah,
probably gonna turn it off.
but again, AI will figure it out to know if you're watching on a TV, it'll give you one view,
Mm.
and if you're on a phone, it'll give you I think what'll happen is AI will optimize whatever source
Yeah.
you're watching it on to fill that need and
But
void.
then you kind of need two different videos up there, one vertical and one
Not
horizontal.
necessarily. Not necessarily. I think the way it'll crop the image, it'll go that direction automatically.
Yeah. The only thing you gotta hope is you don't have one thing that's important happening over here and one other thing that's important that's happening over here. You're not gonna see the one
Yeah,
over here.
yeah.
Which some videos are like that because if you zoom in, some of the videos I have, you zoom in on an item, you kind of need the whole you need the whole screen horizontal.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Because I'm
Yeah.
doing something over here, I'm doing something over there.
Yeah, I don't think I don't have I'm not Mr. Stretch. I can't. It's always the phone's going to be where I'm at. And that's the other
Well,
thing. I don't use multiple cameras. That's probably what you're referring to is using multiple cameras.
not
I
necessarily
don't
no, because no, when I'm recording in like horizontal mode, I might have something on one side of the screen, but I also have something else that's important on like this side of the screen. Where AI is just
Okay.
they're only gonna cut with this one, but you're not gonna see what's over on this side.
Yeah.
That's gonna be where the problem's gonna be, unless
Well,
they do a
again, it'll depend on what you're on. If you're on the phone and you're watching it vertically, it'll give you one view. If you turn your phone horizontal, it'll give you a different view. I almost
Yeah,
guarantee you that's what's
yeah,
going to happen.
yeah. Yeah, Whip. Selling streams both ways on the same time, but they're two completely separate videos. I've done that before. But when I did it, my computer at the time wasn't really quite hanging with it. I was getting too many dropped frames. But yeah,
Yeah.
I know you could do it that way. What I'm talking about is actually YouTube, I guess, setting it up so where they actually cut it for you, and they send it out both ways. But it's an option in there, but for some reason it's not showing up on anywhere, I guess, or showing up somewhere, but I don't see it. That's what I was talking about, which is a neat little feature if they actually kind of get it to work. But then also keep in mind when you do that, you do need to set up a horizontal as well as a vertical, which I'm pretty sure Salient does that. Because when I did that in OBS, I had a horizontal scenes and vertical scenes, and they kind of mix together at the same time. So if you change scenes, if you change the horizontal, it also changes the vertical along with it.
Oh,
It's a matter of just setting it up in the whole platform like that, because that kind of prevents you from, like, say if I were to put this in like how I'm streaming right now, vertical. If I were to put you on the right hand side, me on the left hand side, it's going to cut it straight down the middle, where we both might not be in the video.
Okay.
Which if I did move that, that's exactly what would happen. So if I were to take myself right here, let me see where I'm at, camera one. If I take camera one and shift it over here, and I take your camera, where's your camera? Hey, where's your camera at? Where you at? Oh, there. No, that's not it. Where's it at?
It's crazy the little grids you get on your screen.
Oh, you see a grid on my screen?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, gotcha. I know what you're talking about. I forgot I'm sharing my screen with you. Wait. I can't find you're on the stream. Where's your camera at? Oh, there it is. So if I move this over here, actually, no, let me move you up here. And let me move. Oh, no, wrong one. Wrong movement. I meant to move my camera. So this is typically the traditional way a person has it set up. We have people on two sides. Now, if I were to actually look at the window on YouTube right now, of course, once it catches up to me, right now it's not where it's supposed to be. If I looked on my studio, what's going to happen is the vertical stream, we're not going to be on the stream. It's just going to be parts of the edge of our screens.
Oh, okay.
Once the stream catches up to me on my studio, I'll show it off. Right now, there's a little bit of lag point on there. I don't know. I mean, there's some. Well, it shows better on my screen on my phone rather than the one in the studio. I don't know why it's like that on studio, but I think the studio might be off all the time. Okay, there it is. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now, if I were to actually come over here and show you the screen now, you can see on the vertical. None of us are on the stream right now, according to how YouTube crops it.
Yeah.
Which is why when you're setting up a vertical stream and a horizontal, like Salient does, which is why you kind of set up a horizontal view and a vertical view. Now, I think what YouTube is saying in the actual screen itself is saying that this is it's still being kind of experimental. They're still working on it, so I'm assuming what's going to happen in the future is that's going to be all fixed.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure they will eventually fix it. It's just a matter of when. Once again, wrong thing. But put you back to how you were. Ah, crap, did it again.
Was there any other questions you had that I didn't let you ask?
Good question. Okay, Whip said, let me see. Whip says, no, this is what you want if you plan on cutting this up to make shorts. Is that what it is, Whips? Is that what the YouTube thing is? So it has nothing to do with actually what goes out to people. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. I'll have to, like I said, this is just something I noticed last night. I really didn't have time to actually look into it. So
Yeah.
maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's all it is. Um, but I think we might have covered everything. But let me look at my notes for the first thing. Actually, this is the first time I actually made notes for a stream. Typically, I just go random off the cuff. Yeah, just record. If you want to do it, just record. Now, the one
Yeah.
thing I would say, the nice thing about actually putting videos out on YouTube is not it makes for a great journal of your fish keeping journal. It makes a great journal of your fish keeping journey, which you can look back. Okay, this is where I was 5 years ago. This is where I'm at now.
Well, here's the thing though. Just think about any time you've learned how to do something new. You've never done it right the very first time.
Yeah.
For me, it's like sports. Think about the very first time that I was trying to learn how to catch a baseball or hit a baseball. It took me several repetitions to finally be able to figure that how to do that. And it's the same thing with this. It's going to take you. You're not going to start off from as an expert right off the bat.
Oh,
There,
yeah.
there's going to there's going to be an evolution that's going to occur. And the only way you get there is through reps. That's it.
Yeah.
You just got to do them. You got to get
Yep.
out there. Um, do the work, and as you go, you'll get better and better.
Oh yeah.
Except if you're me.
Like I said, it's just a great journal where you can actually look back and see where you came from to where you are now. Especially when making videos, I can see where I came from making videos to where I'm at now. Back back when I started, man, I had like horrible lighting, horrible audio, which all that's of course. If you look at my videos back then to now, it's I think it's improved. Hopefully, it's
Yeah.
improved. I mean,
Yeah,
no,
I think as somebody that's gonna try to create content besides, and not even buying a camera, your phone right now, I don't think for a while there, I thought I had to get a DSL camera or something like that, but the cameras on your phone just keep getting better and better, and you always have your phone with you. Um, so that to me, I don't think I'll move beyond having doing all my stuff on the phone. I don't
no,
The quality is good. I don't see the need to do anything else. The only other thing, and even with phones nowadays, it used to be with phones, you will lose volume depending on what side of the phone. If you were doing a selfie or you were doing like a regular viewing, sometimes the mics would be on the wrong side. But nowadays, I noticed it with my phone. It doesn't matter which side of the phone I'm recording with, the audio still comes pretty good. But it the only other investment I would tell somebody to do is to get some lavalier mics like the one you got on.
yeah, that's what
And
I use.
I think with a mic like that and a phone, you can sustain your channel for a very long time.
Yeah, I think this microphone only cost me $25.
Mhm.
How does my voice sound?
Really
Honest
good.
opinion, exactly. $25. You don't need to buy like $100, $200 Rode mic.
No.
This one I have on.
Well, I think that again, technology has evolved.
Yep.
Technology has gotten cheaper, and because there's other people that have caught up with the technology. And my recommendation. See, I made them well, probably because they weren't available then. My mics that I have are the old little mics like this,
Oh yeah,
and the problem is that they're a clip. They have a clip in the back, and I love the one you have with the magnets because you can wear a T-shirt and have the mic on you. With
yep,
these, it's real. You got to put it up here in an awkward situation, or you got to pinch the clothes and put it
yeah.
on. And um,
I love these magnet
now,
ones.
yeah, though now I need to upgrade to those. That's the only reason I don't even use these as much is because I have to clip it, and I jimmy rig the like a necklace that I would use to wear.
Yeah.
But no, the magnet is definitely the way to go, and they're getting a lot
Ah,
cheaper, a
here's another
lot
tip,
cheaper.
Jorge. Another nice thing because with this microphone I got, it comes with two microphones. So
Yeah,
if I wanted to, if I'm like say interviewing someone, I could give the person the other mic to talk to, so
yeah,
they could clip it on their shirt as well. Or I got one of these magnet tool things. And I can actually put the microphone right on top there and just hand it to them, and they just use that as a mic. Or I could just, oh, here, what are you going to say?
Well, not only that, is you can they're so versatile. I've seen them where people, and I thought that was kind of clever. They'll use a little fishnet and they'll attach the mic to it and use it
Yeah.
that. I mean, it allows you to play around and have fun with
Fish and I would have been a good idea because that's kind of related to our hobby.
yeah, no, I forgot who I saw. I saw somebody that we know or watch, and then I thought that was really cool. You know, as yeah, well, it makes perfect sense to use a fishnet because we all
Yeah,
know we all have them, and
yeah.
but
But
yeah, that's why I kind of like those.
yeah, here's my recording camera.
Yeah,
It's just a secondary phone I have. And this is typically what I record videos on. Now, if I'm out and about, and know what, I leave this at home, I can still use my regular phone.
yeah,
The primarily only reason why I use this is just so I don't put all the videos on my phone and take up the space and have it downloaded. Just jumbles things up. But if it need be, I'll just use my regular phone. But I typically use this. Now I was on the other aspect too, where I did by myself a DSR, and some of my videos I did record on it. What I found out though is it's just a pain in the butt to set up.
well, that's the whole thing, though. When you know, it's don't get me wrong, there's a lot of upsides to it, but I think if unless you're really
Quality's
into
better.
that and into that end of the hobby, we can most of us can pull it off with just a camera phone.
Yeah, the only thing I would say about DSRs you get, I mean, quality nowadays, picture quality, it's pretty much you can't really tell too much of difference. The only thing you could really do better on a DSR is you could take more artistic footage,
Yeah,
meaning you use different lenses, get different effects, different bokehs, different blurring. You get like background blurred where you can just have focus on the fish in front better. I mean, you could probably mess around with the phone and do the same thing. I just don't think it's the same.
yeah, yeah. No, but what I'm saying for people that are going to start out, like I've been doing this for 4 years and it's all been off a phone.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
When
obviously my phones have upgraded as you know with anything else.
when
But
I
it's been
started when I started, I was using my phone, and back
yeah,
then when I started, the video quality wasn't as good as the phones that we have now.
yeah.
And you can see it in my earlier videos, especially considering back then I was also recording after work at night in the dark, so the lighting wasn't the best.
Uh, yeah.
But nowadays, I mean, I found a lot of these cameras nowadays, even with poor lighting, it's pretty spot on nowadays. So I mean, I mean, even if you don't want, I mean, just basically, if you want to do this, you can say, okay, what is my goal? What's my plan? I would just say just share it out if you want to. I'm not saying go out and share it out if you don't want to, but if you want to do, just share it out. People might not watch. People might watch, but primarily, it's a good tool to actually just keep a journey of your journey. A journal to keep of your journey.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anything else. But I mean, I mean, and in terms of success, I mean, success is what you make it.
Yeah,
If you
I
want,
or what your expectation is. I mean, success is what you decide is success. I mean, it's when it comes to this,
yeah,
um, you know, because everybody's gonna have a different goal. Like I said, as long as you're honest with yourself, what you're trying to achieve, you can't go wrong. I mean, it's just
but I would
yeah,
also go into it and not set your expectations like you're going to be the next Mr. Beast. So just keep that in mind. Otherwise, you're going to get discouraged and you're probably going to
well,
stop.
you can, but you got to be able to spend the money. That's the thing, though.
Yeah.
You can do that. Anybody can do that. Anybody could become that, but you got to have the resources to get there. Look, let's be honest here. You want to see an example of what money can get you? Look at Aquarium. Shit, what's their the girl, the Aquarium Info.
Mm,
Aquarium Info has blown up because they pump money into what they're doing.
there you go.
You know, the production on it is really high.
Mm.
Uh, I don't know if they were making money in the beginning, but nowadays I guarantee you they're making money. But that's
Mm.
the whole thing though. But they went into it knowing that that's what they were going to do, and they went after it. But that's okay though. I mean, it's uh, at the end of the day, it's what you're willing to do. Um, that's good. The only thing that's going to be able to limit you, and I guess resources. I mean,
Yeah.
that's always going to be a limiting issue. But
Oh yeah, I don't have the
I don't know.
resources.
Yeah, yeah. Neither do I. Not those kind of resources, nor the want.
No.
That's the other thing. I don't have that desire to do that. And maybe if I that's what I wanted to do, maybe I would have figured out a way to generate those resources. But I have no interest in it whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm fine being small. I mean, it'd be nice to at least get monetized at some point, so I at least have some money going in to help support what I'm doing.
Yeah,
But
well, there's no money in this, and not until you start getting over a 50,000 subscribers. Um, up until that point, you're doing this for the love of the art.
good thing to know. I mean, it'd at least be nice to actually get something to actually, okay, I gotta buy some fish food, maybe a new fish here and there, but
Look, I'm gonna be totally honest with you.
yeah.
Um, you do get some revenue, but you end up spending more money than what you get.
Oh yeah, I probably already spent more money
Look,
doing this than I actually will ever get.
right now, I haven't even gotten because and this is all on me because I haven't done anything for like the last month and a half probably. Um, but there's a threshold of $100. I get
Mm.
maybe on a good month, maybe about no, actually, it's not even true. The only time I've ever gotten like $200 is because it's been an accumulation. There's like a couple of months that didn't make the threshold, and then that one month it did, and then they all lump it in together. But on
Yeah.
average, it's about $120 every month if you're really working your butt off. Like, well, not even because I've never really worked my butt off. But if I was more consistent, like I've been in the past, that's what I'm looking at is about $120. You're going to tell me that you don't spend more than $120 in your fish room? You know, it's one of those things where, yeah, you're doing this merely for the joy of doing it. I mean, it's not
Well,
you're
yeah. See, the
you're
funny
not.
thing, George, is I kind of, I'll spend a lot of money if I make like 11 cents. I'll be happy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
it's counterintuitive, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
because it's something I made. It's something I made. Oh, it's something I created. Oh, it made that 11 cents. It's like whoa.
Yeah, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's just we do this because we enjoy doing it, and if you get anything out of it at the end of the day, even if it's like $1, you're happy. Because you were doing it just because you wanted to
um,
do it to begin
I'm
with.
funny. I'm funny like that. No, because like back, I think this is like back in 2000, the early internet. There's a thing called it's still around. The thing called Cafe Press. So just for the fun of it, I'm like, okay, I'll make some silly designs. I'll put it up there and like, just for the fun of it, I'm like, I'll create these, set my own store and see what sells. I mean, of
Mm.
course, I'm not the best graphic. I'm not even a graphic designer. I'm a crappy one. But no, I'll get a sell here and there. I'm like, oh, I made 11 cents, and I was on the top of the world making 11 cents. It's just something. It's just it's probably the dopamine. It's probably the dopamine. Probably just the happy chemicals making me happy.
I was just looking at Whip's comment.
Yeah, they just cash in $450 after 3 months. Unless you're Paul Cafera or Jolie Mullen, you're not gonna
Yeah,
break even. Yeah,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The threshold is 50,000, and I've heard this from bigger channels. That's how I know. It's after 50,000 subscribers, you could potentially most people make more than what they're making at work. Most people.
exactly.
Um, and that's where it becomes, yeah, I could probably do this for a living or not. It's just to me, I don't think it's worth it because it's just I see the bigger channels and I see them struggle and I see the stress and I see all of that and I go, yeah, no, thank you, I'll pass. Um,
uh, yeah,
I don't need that.
bigger channel, more work.
It's everything. It's just more pressure. That's all it is. It's more pressure.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, everything is based on what you do. Um, right now, like, and this is like an old guy talking, right? I get great benefits from my employer. which if I don't have my employer, I'm gonna have to pay for those benefits. So it's that, but that's an old guy talking about, that kind of stuff. When you're younger, you don't think about
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize
So
that. A lot of people think, okay, you're only getting paid so much an hour, but then you kind of don't realize how much the benefits you get too are also adding into that wage that you're making.
to me in my work, the benefits are by far none the reason I'm still there.
Yeah,
We have great benefits,
yeah,
medical,
yeah,
all that stuff. It's just, yeah, there's no way I'm ever going anywhere else.
yeah.
Because I've been other places and it's not comparable.
No.
It's just
Well,
no.
that's one of the main reasons why I left retail and I ended up with the postal service. Is that retirement will be better. Benefits are, eh, but primarily the retirement amount is it's just better than where I was in retail. Now, keep in mind I was working union retail as well, so but
Yeah.
and I started getting sick of retail. But I probably wouldn't quit either one for YouTube though, especially with
Yeah. And right now in my current job, if I have a issue with my coworker, it's because I'm looking at him in the mirror. Because it's just me most of the time sitting on that desk. So if I'm having an issue with the guy I'm working with, that's I need to go see some medical professional help.
yeah. Yeah, me being out delivering mail, it's typically not. I'm not typically dealing with a lot of people like I was in retail,
Oh no,
and
bullshit! You're dealing with a lot of stuff. You got to deal with stupid dogs that'll come out of nowhere. People trying to take your mail from the car, and depending on what neighborhoods you park in, there's a lot more. You got to deal with the elements, whether it's hot or cold, or there's a lot more stuff you got to deal with.
I'm in Southern California. I don't have to deal with rain too much.
Yeah.
But I will say, when I do have to deal with the rain in Southern California, it's cold. I just wish it would rain more in the summertime than in the winter. I could deal with rain in the summer when it's hot, but then you have to deal with the humidity. So yeah, whatever. Alrighty. Anyways, I think we've been almost at how long have we been doing this for?
I don't know. Let's see. What does it say on here?
My little timer
I don't
on
know.
OBS is 3 hours, but
Oh, okay.
it's
Well,
almost
yeah.
noon
Think about it. We started 10 o'clock
at
my
9.
time. It's gonna be 1. Yeah, it's about 3 hours.
Yeah, so I do want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank Mexicali Fishkeeper Jorge for actually coming up here. If you ever want to come up here, feel free to let me know, Mexicali. It pretty much goes for everyone who's probably sitting around still in the chat right now. If you want to come up, if I'm doing a stream, let me know. I'll probably pop up the stream. Now, keep in mind, if you
Yeah,
are in the stream, you pretty much chatless in what I'm using, but nothing like StreamYard.
I definitely got to come and see you and Aquaballs. I owe Aquaballs a tour down to his garage. Maybe we'll go together.
Ah, there we go. There we go. I've been in his garage before. This is before I guess he updated a few things, so I'm definitely gonna have to head him up one of these times. We actually go. I still need to get that day to where I'm actually gonna come down and see you there, Aqua Balls, aka the other George, the George instead of Jorge. Now, speaking of that, is it pronounced Jorge?
Jorge, yeah.
I did DoorDash a few times, and I get that name Jorge, which is Jorge. I
Yeah.
get up there to pick up the order. I'm like, oh yeah, I got an order for Jorge, and the people behind the counter they just look at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah, no, it's just
And I'm like, no, I have an order for George, and they're like, oh okay, you'll have it.
yeah, it's just George is easier in English because
Yeah,
that's just it's like Jose, not Jose, Juan and John. It's the same thing. It's just one's in English, one's in Spanish.
maybe
Jose and Joe.
maybe they just didn't expect Jorge to come out of a white boy like me.
I don't know, but everywhere, just about everywhere that I go and they ask for my name, they always call me George. Seldom do they call me Jorge.
Ah, gotcha.
So
No,
it's I'm used to it.
I just know it because I used to work with a Jorge before, so that's like,
Yeah.
and he spelled it the same way. I'm like, okay, that's Jorge. It's not George.
Well, if you remember when I first started popping up in here, I used to tell people my name was George because it was just easier for
Yeah.
people to pronounce it. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's no big deal. To me,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not. It's interchangeable.
I think most Jorges would understand that.
To me, it's like hola and hello. You know, it's the same thing. So I don't have a problem with it. People can call me by either one. Like I tell people, I respond to most things. Hey you, hey there.
Same here.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for coming up, Jorge. Thanks everyone for joining, and I'll catch you probably. I'll probably be on the stream next week. I probably will not have one on the 28th, so next week is probably going to be my last stream of the year. 28th is going to be a family day because my wife's taking it off, so we're going to go do something. I don't know yet what we're going to do, but anyways, thanks, Jorge.
No, thank you for the invite.
You're welcome. Yeah, feel free to come up at any times, and I'll have to be on your channel one of these days too.
Yeah, definitely. We'll make it happen.
All right. Thanks, Jorge. So anyways, I want to thank everyone for joining me. Definitely come back next week, and I shall do another stream next week. I don't know what I'm going to be talking about, but I'll figure something out. I might do the fishy news. So next week is going to be my last stream of the year, but don't worry, I'll probably be back next year. So I'm just testing out something new, and I don't think it did what I think. Oh, I know why it didn't do what I think it did. But anyways, I just want to thank everyone and have a great day, night, or whenever you're watching this, if you're watching the replay. So have a good day.
The day is done, the lights are low. Gazing at the tank.